Hi guys, welcome back from holiday break. Oh my goodness. I hope everyone enjoyed their fancy food day or family time day or even hopefully time off for some of you. But that I have handful of big announcements because throughout the week I got like some time off, but I was like productively unproductive in a weird way, and it was super weird. But I do have a handful of things for you guys. So one of the things is Studio Buddies. I have not been able to acquire a solid time slot every week for Studio Buddies. So with that being said, I am not only am I bringing on a partner onto the Studio Buddies comic, I am also open to contributions and to stories. So let me go ahead and there we go. All right. So if you go to my website, which is nerdbirdstudio.com, and over here on top of this having all the links already, this is where you can find the Discord link and the Instagram and the Twitter, but over here I have set up a page just for Studio Buddies. So with Studio Buddies, the intention of just the webcomic in general is supposed to be very lighthearted, but also educational as well for neurodivergent, loved ones and family members and stuff like that. But also highlighting a lot of the fun times that we have being neurodivergent. So my partner is the one that concocted this major scheme. So I'm going to bring her on this week to actually start doing art for it, which is really super exciting. But if this is something that you want to contribute to, either as an artist or as just stories in general, if you want to contribute fun stories that of your own pets that have helped you through tough days, whatever the case is, this is the place to do it. You guys are more than welcome to shoot an email. This is not an invitation for solicitation or for robot spamming. I will not respond to those, just an FYI at all. But then also the webtoon is open, so you guys can follow that, and I will post updates as soon as we have them as a team. Also, the Patreon is open, so if you guys, may not have your own Studio Buddy stories, but you still want to contribute in some way to the project, not only the Studio Buddy project, but also this channel and the Stars of the Sovereignty team, and also in the future, the Stars of the Sovereignty comic. This is a good way to do that via the Patreon. And so, like I said, I had a huge handful. So I'm super excited to bring her on. Hopefully I'll have something to show next week from her. So super excited. Let me see here. Also, a big thank you to Ryan for doing more maps for me. Ryan may just be Ryan, but he is amazing with maps, and it is making my life so much easier to have you do maps. I feel blessed. I feel blessed by you. And then Joseph also did the line art for Aya's profile pic. Do you want to pop your camera off real quick? Yep. Whoop whoop. So Joseph did the line art. We popped some color into it, and hopefully we will. Right, you guys are. With that being said, if you are new to the channel, get your butt on the Discord. We have the community has done a lot over the weekend. We have dice, we have leatherwork, we have art, we have whole bunches of pies and food and mac and cheese and so much fun going on in the community. The link is on my website. I should probably post that in the chat, shouldn't I? There you guys are for all the links. And I think that's everything. Yeah. Oh yeah, and then we go to the servers for the after party, so after the sessions we always hop in the chat and talk about the session, and Friday night movie nights are resuming as well. So we will have lots of fun nerdy shenanigans going on the Discord server. With that being said, let's go ahead and just get right into it, because we lift off on a hella cliffhanger. Just saying. So let's get started. Woo. right. So to recap for our 9th episode, our party started the first leg of their journey up to Chanagawa on a very late and hungover foot. After some successful hunting shenanigans, our party and their homesick travel lead, Hanaya, found a cozy nook in the forest to stop for the night. Moshi once again shined with his ingenuity involving sweet buns, and this time toasting it over the fire with chocolate and crackers. Tsunori helps Soren grasp the gravity of its content. Our dutiful Tsunori and vigilant Soren took first watch together. They not only reached some deep places in all the fields, they also uncovered some serious revelations with Soren's mysterious journal. Tsunori helps Soren grasp the gravity of its contents and to shroud any curiosities that might originate from it. So that is where we left off. The night passed peacefully. Everyone else did their shifts, and Hanaya woke up early to take the early morning shift. And that is where we will resume as everyone gets woken up by a high-pitched scream emanating from Hanaya out front. Out front in the clearing, not out front of the tavern.
Oh, God.
To be clear.
And it's Hanaya?
It's Hanaya.
Oh, God. Okay. I guess I'll leap up from the tent and run outside.
So Hanaya...
Moshi slept through that, actually.
That's typical Moshi.
Moshi.
Oh, but
Vanya's
Hanaya...
like, what? What's going on? What?
So Hanaya is screaming and squealing, and she's like, oh my god, they look gorgeous! Overnight on Aya's shift, Aya had finished braiding all of the Perryfur's fur and weaving flowers into them, and so Hanaya has just now seen this and is absolutely in love with what is going on.
Tsunori like shoots out of the tent like in a fever dream. Is like, what happened? And then I see the parafur and I'm like, oh.
Moshi's still asleep.
My chest is already glowing with some like eldritch energy. Like you could tell I was ready to rock. I was ready to go.
So I said, please don't tell me I woke up just because of this. We're not in any actual danger. Really?
And I was like, well, to be fair, like, can you say no to any of this? And she's just, like, feeling all the braids and playing with the flowers, and the Perryfurs are enjoying their breakfast. And she's like, it's about high time we got going anyway. Y'all are just late all the time, aren't you?
I'll go and join her petting the Perryfurs.
Hey, if we're gonna pack, then you guys gonna help. I'm not casting forest magic again this morning just to like make it faster. Y'all gonna have to pack.
I'll cast Mage Hand and send one of my hands to help Ivania with whatever she wants, so I can continue to pet the Perryfur.
Roll an animal handling check for me, sorry.
All right. 12.
Okay, they're a little bit weirded out by you, but they're calm and cozy animals,
Sweet.
So they're fine.
I didn't get
They're
rejected.
like looking out of the corner of their eye, like.
Why is this rock touching me?
I mean, honestly, at this point, they've all let me braid flowers into their hair, and they have no untouched fur. So what else? Like,
I should probably look a little freaky. All right.
So, Moshi is still asleep, right?
Yeah.
While packing, Ivania pokes her head into Moshi's tent, realizing that he's still asleep. Ivania casts Druidcraft.
Wait, what?
To
What
wake-
is that?
Uh-oh.
A small, basically, I can create a small harmless sensory effect at your location. And this time I cast a little cloud of rain. So we're getting a little bit of rain.
Wow. You really, really know how to get on Moshi's bad side.
I mean, I feel like if we just screamed that we were going to eat all the sweet buns, Mushy would have woken up pretty quick.
Yeah, well, someone already did, so.
But we have more sweet buns, so like.
Well.
It's okay. Let him learn his lesson.
Yeah,
So, yes.
Moshi's up now.
Good morning, sleepyhead.
Make this rain cloud go away! What is this? Who does this in the morning?
Ivania dispels this joy crap and says, "Start packing. We're leaving soon."
Wow, really? You had to wake me up like that?
Well, the scream didn't wake you up, so I figured something stronger would help.
Wow.
Yeah, Moshi, I thought you had some like survival instinct or something.
I've
Did
got
you
you
sense
guys.
danger? Oh, okay.
You'll take care of it. Well, fine. I'm up and I'm happy. Happy.
Are you happy?
Hey! Ivania goes back to packing.
I will assist Ivania with whatever she's doing. Just with one hand, though. I'm still next to the paraphers.
Moshi
Good
writes.
enough.
Moshi reorganizes his list of favorite people and puts Ivania's name at the bottom.
Oh no!
Anya?
Someone's got to be at the top, right?
Right underneath Sweet Buns.
So do we want to like divvy up the jerky?
Oh yes, let's do
Y'all
that.
just split it between you.
Yeah, I forgot we did that.
Yeah, we jerkified some
Yeah.
meat.
I forgot about that too. The whole nomenclature.
Dude.
Yeah.
How much do we have to give Hanaya again? I almost forget.
Hanaya traded for half. But she wanted a little bit of both flavors.
Deal. So Vanya looks for a bunch of clean-looking leaves and wraps some jerky in them. Some from each pile, and offers it to Hanaya.
Hanaya takes it, and then she takes one of the ones that look like it might be the sweet one, and she tries it real quick, and she's like, "Ooh, this is gonna go so well with dinner tonight," and she just sits it back. And she chews on the piece. She's like, "I was gonna make you guys breakfast, but the jerky was sitting right there, so help yourselves." And she
we got
resumes
fluff in
packing up her tent and Doggo.
He had some whip. I had some whipped cream with my fruit, and whipped cream's his favorite thing. So
Aww.
Aww.
he gets so
Little Hond.
Pet break.
All right, I guess I'll leave the paraphers and help finish packing.
Oh my gosh, Soren is actually helping.
Right. So just to be sure, how many days worth of jerky do we have?
I would say, because you guys got a rather large garage, as well as a fairly medium-sized adult one. After Hanaya's take, you guys have about 16 servings to split about between the party.
Okay, so that's 4 servings of jerky per person. No,
Yeah, per person. I don't eat.
you don't eat. Right.
I had to make you work for that one, Joseph.
All right, so everyone gets 4 servings of jerky, except me.
To comfort you, go back to petting the Perry first.
I'll shout over at Mochi. Hey, can I borrow your that bag that you have, the magic one that you stole?
Wow, really? For why?
We got to put our equipment somewhere. And I mean, if we take up less space on the cart, maybe you can sit down, and so can a couple other people in the cart.
You know, if I was woken up a little nicer this morning, I might have agreed, but nope, that's not happening.
Hey, don't you blame this on me.
I am fully blaming this on Ivania.
Nice going, Ivania. And I'll leave the paraphers and start wrapping up tents. And just putting them in the back of the cart.
I'll walk up beside Moshi and rough his hair up a bit on his head and shove a sweet bun in their face.
Aw.
There you go, buddy.
I love how like sweet buns are like the love hate. It's like tough love. Here's a sweet bun.
I swear. Don't touch me.
I'm gonna walk up to Ivania and I'll say, Ivania, is there some way you can track people or make sure that we're not being followed?
Sure, I can. I have, let's see. I do have. What do I have actually? I have wisdom survival checks to recall information.
So you do have some perks and advantages on your tracking skills. The thing to note is the Peripher wagon is traveling at standard speed, so you can actually run and you're going faster than it. So if you did loops around, you can catch back up to it pretty easily. But your perks are only towards Naflin and elk.
Right, yeah.
Or deer of sorts.
Okay.
No. I'll say just keep an extra eye out. I've got a feeling that what we're delving into is a bit more than what meets the eye, so keep an eye out for me. I need a second set of eyes on the treetops, as it were.
You got it.
Always.
So I guess I will be constantly having my passive perception up just to like make sure I do or like have detect.
Yeah, so you can keep an active ear out the way. If you want to do an active scout around, just let me know and we'll do a set of rolls for it.
Gotcha. All right.
Right, so we want to get everything thrown in the cart and get going then.
Yep. And by this time, you guys have packed up the camp rather tidily. And Anaya's starting to warm up to you guys. She was rather impressed with how quickly you guys got stuff together and put away. And so, without very much fuss, she attached the cart back on the Perryfers, and she was kind of sad because she had to mess up the braids a little bit for their harness. And
Aww.
But she gets back on the cart and she's like, all right, who's riding with me?
Wants to be up front.
Whose turn is it?
I don't want to do that to the Perifers.
Well, it's
Again.
It's early morning and we just woke up, so I figured
Ready to
that
go.
we can all walk a bit.
Yeah.
Help everyone wake up.
Sure.
Mhm.
Let Ivania
I'm gonna
make
go
the
fix my
decisions.
braids.
There you go. Aya will be up front. Or Aya.
Yeah.
All right. She clicks her tongue and off the Perryfers start with you guys straggling behind, and Hanaya is showering Aya with love and praise for her work, and she's like, you should stick around in Shinagawa a while. I may have lots of work for you to do.
Oh, that's so exciting.
We may need extra money for our endeavors, so it could be on the cards.
I'll shout up at Hanaya. So is Shinagawa your home?
Um, she's like, no, I was born in the year Brainia, like, but I just came over here for work and really haven't left. The older woman of Chenogawa has been very good to me, and so I was able to become a stable master pretty early on, and then from there, the crafter likes using me to help coordinate his travels.
So you'd say you know the area pretty well?
On land or in water?
I don't think I can survive underwater, so probably on the land.
She's like, on the land, I know Chenogawa very well. I know the Chenogawa area very well, and I know roads and towns in the region. But when you get up to the Astromerias, like, I have no idea. I've never been to the main city.
Well, the reason I ask, I heard there's a library there, and I was kind of interested in going. Would I be able to find some information on maybe places or people at that library, like history and stuff like that?
It's like, I've been by it a couple of times, and my sister absolutely loves reading, but it's hard for us to go to that library because it's ran by Lintet, and the Lintet doesn't really like us very much. But I don't see why you wouldn't be able to find history books there.
Okay, and I'll look over at Zenori and nod. I think I got an idea. And just continue
I'll just be
walking.
like that.
What does the wink mean? Oh wait, that wasn't a wink.
Means hello.
Mm-hmm.
But Anaya's like, what are you guys looking to find out?
I'll leave this one to Zenori.
We need to do some history search. Make sure that this has nothing. The thing that we're investigating has nothing to do with the past. That this hasn't happened before.
She's like, can you really get any more cryptic?
Believe me, they can.
She's like,
I mean, history tends to repeat itself. I think their answer is very logical.
she's like, but I mean, about what? She's like, about what?
I'll lean in real serious and like narrow my eyes. If I told you, I'd have to kill you.
What
But
is
like with
this
a
like the
big old
conversation
smirk
of
on her face.
cliches?
That's classified.
You have a choice: roll intimidation or roll performance.
What is like classification a thing in this universe? Or...
What is my better stat? Definitely not performance. Neither is intimidation. I'm a very likable guy.
We all knew
plain
that.
old 13.
So she catches that you're joking. She's like, oh my, fine. I was just gonna see if I could help.
Vaughn's a bit confused, like, what are we talking about? What? What do you
Can I
mean?
fly down to Sword and Shoulder and ask if I can help find books? I like books.
We'll let you help. Don't worry. I'll definitely be needing your help to look around.
All the books.
I'll lean over to Ivania and I'll say, I'll whisper, actually. I'll say, I'll tell you later, but the plot has thickened.
Somewhere, someone says, gravy. No.
So I guess we'll move on, yeah.
Yeah.
On the little wayward.
Towards Chinogawa.
And Hanaya says Hanaya says we'll be coming up to the halfway house, or the halfway point that we should have stopped at last night. Here in a few hours, and I think there's another clearing along the way, so I think we can do a full travel day and get most of the way to Chanogawa today. But we'll stop at the halfway house for a nice meal break.
That
Right,
sounds like a plan.
I guess we'll
She's
have.
like,
Go for it. I wasn't gonna say anything about you.
she was just going to say, and if you guys are on your best behavior, they may even let you go pick some berries from their farm.
Yvonne said, berries?
I make no promises.
And I was like, yep, it's a berry farm, and they have an extra house that travelers can rent out for the night, or they let people camp on their land. It's a good halfway point between Orkney and Chinogawa.
Yvonne's very excited. She loves berries. She's all about berries. Especially the ones that she doesn't have to discern whether it's poisonous or not.
Well, Ivania, do you want to be our lookout till we get there? Just keep an eye out for us. All
Yes.
right. I guess we'll just continue like that until we make it there.
Actually, speaking of, Ivania will do a loop around to check for anyone that might have been tailing us.
Does that mean you leave?
Well, yeah, I think I leave the cart for a
thank
bit.
God.
Move back. Wow.
Oh my goodness! Shots fired.
Hey.
No, she's
all
got
right.
the boobies.
Roll athletics.
Athletics. Oh man. I know
And
those. I got 19.
nature. Nice. Now roll a nature.
Nature.
Do you get advantage
Nature
of nature checks?
is. Yeah, I do have advantage to it, don't I? Or
For
Only
nature
when it's comes to specific beings.
oh yeah, I
Animal
get
name.
nature checks on plant medicinal properties of plants or wisdom survival checks against elk and Nephin. So I guess it's a normal roll. That would give me a 10.
Okay, now roll a stealth.
Stealth? Oh boy. That's a 14.
All right. All right, so you do a perimeter run. Are you going clockwise or counterclockwise around the cart? Just 'cause
Always go clockwise.
Always go clockwise. All right. So, as you go around the perimeter, you guys you see that the forest is thinning out on the west side, or the 3 o'clock from the cart. So you can tell that the road is pretty parallel with the edge of the forest. But then coming down and around to the 9 o'clock position, the forest is definitely thicker in the distance. You come to these a small creek, and as you're looking across, and you're just kind of walking along the creek, just trying to, is there really anything to be concerned about? You see from between the trees a very subtle but brightly lit creature, and before you could make it out, it disappears, and this soft white glow to it is what you take away the most from it. And it disappeared, and you heard its footfalls sound very delicate and graceful as it pranced away. And you returned to the cart without incident, without really noticing anything to be concerned about.
Huh. So do I I guess I could choose to report what I saw, right?
Correct.
Well, I do tell everyone about the fact that it is gonna start getting thicker in the 9 o'clock direction. Everything else is pretty visible, and we don't really have anyone that seems malicious. I saw some interesting stuff during the scouting trip, but I don't think that we have anything to worry about at the moment.
Define interesting stuff.
I can't tell exactly what it is. I only caught a small glimpse of it before it ran away. It seems to be some kind of a creature or an animal, but like I said, it's not. It doesn't seem malicious.
Shouldn't you know what animals are?
Well, considering that it's been 2-3 weeks since I came down here, I don't really know everything about the forest yet.
Thought that was like your job.
I mean, if we're up top, yeah, sure. I could tell you about every animal I see.
No.
Not here.
Moshi is salty today.
So you're saying you're not helpful to us? Why
If
are
I
you
just
here?
like giving glaring at Moshi, like, what's your damage, man?
Mina, I don't help Moshi get the
It's
sweet
okay.
bun recipe.
It's all right.
I like Ivania.
Well, have fun with that.
Don't worry, Moshi. I'll help you get the recipe.
I don't really care about the recipe, honestly.
Oh.
It's not really that big of a deal to me. As long as they're made. I really don't care who does it.
As long as you get your sleep, apparently.
Yeah.
I'll pat Moshi on the shoulder. We'll let you get some rest. It'll be okay, buddy.
Ivania at this point is starting to concoct a plan if Moshi's still gonna throw attitude at her, she's gonna recast the Druidcraft.
You better be careful.
Yeah, you better watch yourself.
It's gonna last the day.
All right. So, continuing, I guess. If we're done bickering.
Oh yeah,
Now
Ivania
the
takes a
mouse
small seat on the cart for a while just to like catch her breath from running around.
Yep, so you get your equivalent of a short rest, Ivania, so that will restore you for the next 10 hours. Nephlin, or not Nephlin. Anyway, yeah, light realm and dark realm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But what were you saying, Chris?
Oh, I was just gonna turn to Sorn and kind of like, I'm trying to think of how I would do it visually, but I'll just walk up to him and whisper, "Is the book secure?"
Is it
Saw me
secret?
put it away.
Is it safe?
I haven't
Hmm.
moved it since I put it away last night. So, I assume so. I don't think anyone's messed with my
Assume?
bag. You want me to check real quick?
No, we shouldn't lift it out with prying eyes around. Let's just wait until we get to this halfway house and we'll make sure.
All right. I'll secure my satchel on my side instead of like closer to the back, so I can keep an eye on it while we walk.
Oh, that was something I was supposed to. I'll just whisper it. Sorry, Richelle. You're right. Keep going.
Do we happen to have straw or hay on the cart that Ivania can display with?
Yes, there is. There is a small tied bundle right next to a sack of grain pellets for the perifers for when they're traveling.
All right, Ivania sneaks out a couple, like just a few strands, and starts trying to make a very shoddy-looking flower crown, but instead it's just hay.
I can see from Soren's shoulder, because that's where I moved to, that he's trying to make flower crowns, right? Vanya's trying to
roll
make-
perception.
Uh, 17.
Okay, yes, you see what is happening with Avanya.
Can I go help? Can I show Vanya?
Do you want? You can go.
Yeah! I'm gonna help teach. I'm gonna go help Vanya. Make hay crowns.
Hey, Crown. Yeah.
While they're distracted, I'll keep an eye out while we head towards the halfway point. It's always you and me, Zenori, taking the adult jobs.
Says Soren, literally born less than a year ago.
That should say something about you.
Listen,
Been
my
around for
braiding
2 months.
skills may be getting us extra money, so I don't want to hear it. Honestly, Vanya's gonna be my assistant, and we're gonna make lots of money to fund the whole journey. Okay,
You better help her with those hay crowns.
it's very important work.
All right, I'll help. Not sure what I'm helping with, but I'll help.
Moshi, you want to help me keep an eye out?
Sure.
Yeah, I'll extend a hand towards him and kind of put him up on my shoulder. So you check, you watch the treetops. I'll just look around.
Do I see anything? Should I roll?
Yeah, go ahead and roll.
Did I too?
I don't trust the
is
smile on
that?
her face. She's
What?
up to something. Not you,
Oh.
Richelle. Look at the
Oh.
smile on her face.
I thought you were talking about me. I'm like, I'm not smiling.
No,
could
look
also
at
be-
If I ca-
It could also be a smile of endearment because I absolutely love you all.
Oh,
Yeah, DM is smiling. I don't know.
So,
could be danger.
Guys,
I roll too?
uh,
I think it would be
no.
perception, right? Okay.
It would be perception with advantage on Moshi's end.
There you go, Moshi.
Oh, good. Okay, wait a second. Okay. Wait, perception? That is a 20. Not a natural, but it is a 20.
it's good.
And
Thank you.
are you looking for anything in particular?
No, I'm just looking.
Keeping
You're
an
just
eye
looking
out.
as okay.
Well, I'm keeping an eye out.
You up the way you guys do see a couple of what appear to be local farmers passing, getting ready to pass you guys, or like stopping on the side to let you guys pass since you guys have the cart and they're just kind of walking. One of them has a fishing rod. But you also see in the distance a larger clearing that is presumably the halfway house coming up.
Almost
All
there.
right, that was boring.
It's a dirt road.
Ahoy!
We can't hope for much.
Halfway house coming.
Wait, we're almost there? Does this mean berries?
I guess. Ugh, really? The frick is it with you? Larry?
Like I said, Vaya just loves berries.
All right.
I'll pull Moshi down so he can just sit on my back and chill out since we're almost there.
All right, and Chris, do you want to do the thing?
Ooh,
The
The
thing.
thing.
the thing. What does the thing mean?
Oh no.
I didn't know
I
Zenori's wife
whispered
was
back
here.
to you.
Oh, you did too. Sorry, I'm not getting Discord
The thing.
notifications for some reason.
Execute.
Okay. Yeah, I will do the thing.
Okay. All right. And with that mysterious being said, you do the thing.
Oh, I'll make that
but
quite
it's in your
obvious.
pocket.
Yeah, I'll pull
Oh.
it out and I'll it just looks like I'm putting my hands up to my face, and I'll whisper in my hands, and then I'll put it back in my pocket.
Did I
I
see
see
slash
that?
hear that?
Yeah, did I
There we
see
go.
that?
Okay, Zunori, roll a sleight of hand.
Okay. That is a natural one. I was like,
So you all notice what he's doing and just
What
Sonori, what
was that?
are you doing?
Whispering
The
into
heck
your
just
hands.
happened?
It didn't
Oh.
look like praying.
oh, this little thing.
Oh,
This is
dude.
to call my. This is this is to call my bird.
Oh God, not the fancy bird.
The bird.
Ah,
Bird is
wait,
the
what
word.
do you just whisper into your hands and the bird comes or something? What? What do you? That's it? You're not holding anything? Like that's.
It's a
Actually,
little-
how does
like a
that
little,
work, actually?
Wait, what? What did you say? Sorry.
It's
Like
like
how-
a little bead or
Oh,
like a. I guess you would say a little semi-precious stone. That's in,
like a little stone. Oh,
But
Interesting.
yeah,
I didn't know what he was doing.
yeah.
So why are you calling your bird?
It's about what we discussed last night.
God, you guys.
Oh, okay. We'll keep it low key.
Hmm.
you guys are totally not suspicious.
I
this
don't
morning.
know what you're
I
talking
don't
about.
care.
Sonori. I don't remember talking to you about anything last night.
Ivania asks
Talking about-
asks Zenori if she can pet his bird.
Oh,
if
why
he
you
does-
gotta
if he
be
likes.
weird?
That is a bit
Those are
funny
nice.
sometimes. He's very picky about the people who he lets pat him.
Ivania wants to give it a shot anyway.
Oh, Vanya.
Did the bird show up?
You think Moshi's got an attitude? Nadas can have an attitude too.
Oh no.
And then I'll rough Moshi's head again, and I'll
You
say,
can't do
Something
not
tells me.
touch me.
You should give
I'll-
the bird your hay crown, and he can wear it because it's
Dear
tiny.
God, get me out of here with these stupid ass crowns. I swear to God.
Right away, Moshi,
Oh.
and I'll start splitting off the. I'll walk on the side of the wagon.
I'll call out to Moshi. I only mess with you because I like you, and as I say that, I cast.
I mess with you because I don't.
So cranky.
Well,
I'll
maybe
She's
if I was
very
woken up
salty.
nicely this morning.
I'll cast
I bet
Healing
it's just
Word.
because Moshi doesn't have any bean juice this morning.
Maybe there will be some at the halfway point.
Yeah, hopefully.
But
And
yeah,
with
with
that,
those words that I said, with those words that I said, I cast Healing Word on Moshi just to see if I can make him feel a little bit better.
Wait, what?
Roll the
You
hit.
cast- Who is with? Why are people casting spells all over me today?
Why you do this?
Stop! Just stop with the
Oh,
spells.
it's not a hit thing. It's just it's like a range thing. So
well, still,
He only gets-
see, Moshi's extra salty today, so
See if
Moshi
it
may have a
works.
defense to it.
I said we
Wait,
all make
so-
crowns for Moshi, and then Moshi can wear them all.
I think that'll only make him more
I
mad.
love that.
I know.
it's a natural 20.
Ooh.
Beautiful.
What did I'm sorry. What
Okay,
did I miss? I
go
was distracted.
ahead and describe what you just did to Moshi.
No!
All I did was when I said I only mess with you because I like you. It to you it's warming. It like a hit.
Makes you
I've
feel warm
basically
inside.
cast. Yeah, it makes you feel warm and fuzzy inside. But basically, I just cast Healing Word.
He gave you
This
nice
is assuming that
feelings.
Moshi has a heart.
How does it
Oh,
affect
feels.
me though?
Yeah.
Is it warming,
affects
or-
you. You catch the feels, and it means a lot to you to hear
That's
him
basically
say that.
Aw, thanks. Wait a minute.
Moshi, do you feel left out? Do you want me to teach you magic or something? Because I'm realizing I think you might be the only one that doesn't know any.
Yeah, I don't. Yes,
try
I would love
teaching
to
you.
teach. Yes,
Yeah?
because people are
Okay.
using all this magic shit against me today. So
I can try it sometime. We'll
yes,
figure it out.
Maybe
Alrighty, with
maybe at the library you have some spell books.
Guess we'll see.
I can
Alright,
find
with that
you
being
books too.
said-
Mm-hmm.
All the books. All the books.
All
But with
the
that being
books.
said, let's go ahead and take a 10-minute break before we reach the clearing. So 10-minute wellness break. We will be right back. And we're back. Alright, wellness break achieved. We hydrated, we stretched. And we are reaching the clearing. And
It's
actually,
berry time.
it's berry time. Give me one short second, because I actually have a visual for you guys on this. Let me do, there we go, live. Let's share. And adjust Zoom. Chat participants. Ha! How about dim apples?
Nice.
Nice.
Alright.
Wait,
so
what?
you
Oh, am I supposed to look at the stream?
Yep, the Twitch stream. Yep.
So much extra to do.
How you do this?
It's not that big of a deal. It just slows my internet down. So like, I don't know if I'm. Oh, it's loading. Now it's loading. Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Yep, so you guys have reached the halfway house. Hanaya pulls the cart around back and unhooks her two perifers. And the gardeners come out to meet you. They themselves are very friendly Mytharians. Older couple. One of them is out in the fields. The husband is out in the fields, and he's got his farm tools with him, and the wife you see is over a bin of berries, and she is currently mashing them and mushing them
good
together. And so the husband waves at you guys as you dismount from the cart and go to settle down, and he's just like, well, hello there.
Hello.
Salutations.
How are you two today?
He's like, oh, it's another beautiful day, but you guys seem like a ragtag group just wandering up. You guys come from the Orkney direction, right?
Yes.
And right there he says, CLD, and so he's yelling over to his wife, CLD, I told you they were coming from Orkney. Told you that's south. You gotta remember, that's south. Audie's like, bah! And she splashes in her berries as she waves back at him.
Where are we?
We're at the halfway.
I know where we are. Who are these people?
Vanya, you want to go help pick berries?
Yes.
I'm pretty
Can
sure
we?
she's already
Can
over
we?
there.
Can we? Well, Vanya doesn't want to just like do it.
We're not your
without asking.
parents. We don't
Go.
have to give you permission. Just go for the
Go
freaking
do that.
berries.
Go do that.
Go away to
Are,
the.
the, are the farmers okay with that though?
Just
Like,
go to the berries, Vanya.
Would you mind if our friend goes and picks berries?
The old farmer is like, oh, you know what? He's like, we actually need another round. He's like, Audie, do you need one basket or two? And she's like, get me two, just so you don't have to go back out again today. And he's like, all right. So he grabs a couple of baskets from in front of one of the houses and hands one to you, Ivania. And he's like, all right, let's go. So you guys actually go off map. You go into the tree line a bit where you see rows and rows of berry bushes. So you two are currently out and about.
And might you have something to help my friend here wake up? And I'll tap Moshi on who's still sitting on my shoulders.
Oh, Audie's like, she's like, I still have some She calls it hot berry juice. She's like, I still have some hot berry juice.
Oh,
I think we'll give that a try. Thank you so much.
Audie wipes off her hands and she's like, I'll be out in a minute. You darlings, just sit tight. And she walks inside.
So, is Hanaya over with us?
Hanaya is around the back with the cart, and she's unhooked her perifers in the field.
I'll head over to Hanaya, and just ask her, so what are we doing here? Are we just taking a break for now?
And I was like, yeah, we're gonna break for a couple of hours. Just let the Perry first get another good rest in, and we'll go as far as we can tonight. Hopefully, we can make the next big clearing. But yeah, so just hang loose for a couple hours. I'm gonna. She already has a ration out, and she's already like sitting on. She already has the fire going and the whole 9 yards, and she's like, I'm just gonna sit here and eat if you don't mind.
Perfect. I'll take a seat on one of the tree stumps next to the fire.
Okay.
Fine by me.
Don't mind me. I'm just going nuts with the berries.
We won't mind you. Don't worry.
Ivania, roll perception.
Oh, okay. Ooh, that was a good one. That's 18 plus 7. That's 25.
All right. So in this, essentially, forest field of berries, just absolutely gorgeous. You can tell they've been farming these berries for years and years and years and years. It is a very well tended field in the forest. So there's trees throughout the field and rows of probably about. Actually, you know what? Let me give you a definite answer. There's 7 different kinds of berries in that field. And he's like, don't even worry about keeping them separate. Just if he's like, the farmer's like, the trick with berries is when you go to pluck one off, if it comes off easily, without any strength whatsoever, it's ripe. If you tug at it and it doesn't immediately come off, leave it there. It's not ripe yet.
Ivani's going to try and learn as much about these berries as possible to learn how to identify them in the wild, so she knows she can eat them if she ever comes across one. And also she sneaks a couple picking, obviously.
Yeah.
And yep, so make your notes. You become very familiar with 7 different kinds of wild berries. And of those, 3 of them the farmer lets you know and points out which ones. Only 3 of them have poisonous variants, and he does tell you the differences with the poisonous ones.
Oh, give me those.
He loves company.
Just kill me.
All right. Back with Zunori and Moshi and Aya. What are you guys doing? The farmer S is still in the house getting some beverages for you guys.
Yes.
Do you need a nap?
Soren's around back.
Okay. I'm gonna turn to Moshi and give like a goofy look to him.
At least he didn't touch me.
And then my face kind of turns a bit serious, and I look around. Can I like make a perception check to see if there's anybody around that could listen in?
You may.
Excellent. Oh, that's excellent. 2 seconds. I'll make sure there's no additions. Perception. That's 22.
All right. Out of hearing distance, but coming down the southern path, you do hear, or the northern path, the path in the north. They're still quite a ways away, but they're pretty loud. So you can tell that, there's a group coming down to the farm, within the next half hour or so. But in earshot immediately, it is just you 3.
All right. Us 3?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, Soren went around back with Hanaya.
Oh, I left Moshi.
Oh. Yeah, whoa, wait.
That's cool.
Am I still
No, that's
Oh
fine.
wait,
That's fine.
are you still on his
No,
back?
it's okay. I'll leave Moshi when I go in.
I'll jump down. You don't have to pick me up.
Okay, so who's there with me?
It is Moshi and Aya.
Okay. I'll turn to Anaya. Was that her name? Anaya?
Anaya
Oh,
went
Anaya?
with Sorn.
Oh,
Do
that's
you want
right.
to go around
So
back? Yeah.
now I'm confused. So there's
It's
me,
just
Moshi.
you, Moshi, and Aya.
Right. Oh, right. Yeah. So I'll turn to those two, and because I'm a bit taller, I'll kneel down to them so I can
A bit.
pretty much keep.
You might
Keep
be a
the-
little taller than me. It's undecided.
Moshi actually laughs at that.
And I'll say to them, "Look, guys, things got really serious last night while you were supposed on watch. Me and Sorn have discovered secrets that probably go a bit further than we would like them to. So we need to watch our backs. I will explain more when we're in more of a private setting. We've come into possession of a really interesting item. And
What is it?
I'll say this. The less you know right now, the better off you'll be.
All right, fine.
Right now, it's too risky. It is really, truly that risky. And I give that look like I'm not being goofy. I'm not being silly or anything. I'm being dead set serious. And I'll say, look, it's already become apparent that this is pretty deep stuff that we're into, but I'll tell you this much. This may involve my family. This may involve some seriously higher up people that we didn't realize before. So please, keep your eyes and ears about you. And if you see anything unusual, make sure you tell everybody else, because we just don't know what the risk is that we're endeavoring on at this point.
Okay, fun talk.
How big is said journal?
Whoa,
I
who said it was a
haven't
journal?
You didn't mention
I
the
haven't
journal.
said that.
Whoa, we
no.
didn't say that.
Yeah,
Okay, but it's a book, right?
I haven't told you. I haven't told you it's a book. I've told you that
We
there's an
don't know
item that's
that.
come into our possession that has enlightened us about some stuff.
Okay, but
Well,
I'm assuming it's
That's
words,
pretty obvious now.
right? So it has to be a book or a journal, right? That's common sense.
Well, I'm
Is
just.
it though?
Can I see if Zunor is lying?
Insight.
I know
Roll
he is.
insight.
Yeah.
Roll insight.
Well, it's your lucky. No, I'm kidding. Hold on, let me- I have to do math. Hold on.
That's okay.
That's 16.
Oh, I'm very much telling the truth.
He's genuine.
Wait, about like you were starting to like
Oh wait, you mean about?
lie about it being a book.
Oh,
I did. I
oh,
assumed that she. Were you saying that out aloud? Aya?
I mean, so like you said that you came into information, right?
Yeah.
It hasn't been in front of us, so it has to be written somewhere. So yeah, you have like a book or a journal or something. Like that's common.
But you
Scroll.
also,
Or a vision.
or visions, or
He's-
when he
he's
went
a
out and
cleric.
praying, or when you were sleeping, or you have no idea how he
Okay.
came across the information.
Fair enough, but like I'm a book person. I'm going to make the assumption that it's a book. Like you could lie to me or it could not be a book, but I'm going to make the assumption that it's a book or a scroll or a journal or a piece of paper or something, right?
He says he said that we've come into possession of something.
Yeah, he has something. He said possession. So it has to be
Yeah.
something.
Okay, so what are you trying to get to? Like,
Well, so
Trying to get him to admit it's a book, damn it.
no. Okay. No, the reason I'm asking is because it sounds like it's really important. He's saying it's really important. We don't know but people don't know that I have my bag of holding. So like depending on the size of it, it could go in my bag of holding, which is smaller than a normal bag of holding, right?
Yeah, I understand.
And
that,
people
but-
don't know that I have it.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. But as a character, do you know that I am talking about a book? That's
No,
all
but
I'm
you
really
have a
worried about.
possession, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And it's information, which most likely
Yeah.
means that it's written.
Yeah, yeah.
It could be, say, like a trinket that talks to you or whatever, right? But still, like, I deal with books. I'm a book person. I do information. I'm gonna assume that it's a book.
You know,
Of some
I
type.
just leave it. It's you know, he has to be stoic and righteous, so he's not gonna tell you.
I'm
anything.
like trying to
Move
offer
on.
help here. You could be like, "Oh no, wrong about the book."
Oh, he
Fine.
doesn't take help. Don't worry. Don't waste your breath.
Damn. Okay.
I'll just give a nod.
Where's your fancy bird that you summoned too? I don't see it anywhere.
Well,
Fancy
it
man.
could be on the other side of the world for all I know. It could be.
I
hours, it
thought
could be
you
days.
summoned it.
I did. It doesn't mean that he's
well,
gonna into existence.
Wow, some bird
while
taking
you
its time.
guys are discussing this, the farmer's wife or the farmeress comes out and around back, and she has with her several cups of a steaming liquid of sorts, and she's waving you guys down. She's like, "Hey guys, come over here and have a seat." And so walks around back to the rest, to Sorn and Hanaya.
Wait, where are they? Where are we?
Just behind the house.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I should have been consulting this map. I'm so sorry. Where am I? So we were like standing out in front, and everyone's in the back.
Just me and Anaya.
Yeah.
I'm in the
Sorry.
farm. I'm in
Oh
the
yeah,
fields.
that's right. Because
Out in the
Vanya just like
fields.
left us.
It's all berries.
I'll move around
So
there and go.
and Hanaya is the blue one, and the farmeress is the purple one.
Okay. I'll go up to
Oh,
her
okay.
and accept the drink and take a deep whiff. Just to make sure it's the good brew.
All right, so you definitely get the hints of there is some of the same beans that was in Jondi's, but you get essentially slapped in the tongue with very sweet cream, but sweet in a very fruity way. And it blends unexpectedly well.
What is it?
And she's like, that's just a fruit and bean brew. Been making it for about 20, 30 years. People have been coming by and just became a thing.
Do I like
Is it-
it? I mean, like,
It's up to
Try
you.
it.
do I just decide if I like it or not?
Yeah, it's up to
Pretty
you.
much.
Oh,
Is it acceptable, Moshi?
I don't have an opinion yet, I guess.
Anaya is pretty much chugging it, and she's just like, Adi,
really sweet,
you
yeah.
are a miracle worker.
Sonori
Buddy.
wraps his hands around around the cup and is like, smelling it as he drinks it.
And for you, Aya, she actually got a little tiny thimble cup.
I can
I was
actually
gonna say,
have
is
some.
it like a thimble?
I was
cute,
like, oh
actually.
man, I'm not gonna be able to drink it because it's all like cups. Oh, that's so exciting.
She's like, you're not the only little one to have come through here. There you go.
Oh, that's so nice. Oh, she actually thinks that's nice.
Oh,
Well, she doesn't let on that he thinks it's nice.
at least we know he's got a heart.
It's in there. It's in
It's
there.
somewhere.
Deep, deep down.
All right. Before we resume with your guys' shenanigans and conversation, Ivania, how are you guys doing over there? I'd say you're probably about quarter of the way through the harvest. You guys are going to be harvesting for a little bit. Your big baskets.
I think I've stuffed myself with too much berries at this point. It's like, ooh, juicy. Bites it and then just finishes it instead of putting it in a basket.
Roll
At
another
least it's not
perception.
drugs.
Perception check. All right. Oh, this one's not that great. It's 17.
That's not that great, but that is enough. Let me see here. How many do you see? Ooh. You are having a great time with the old man, and the old man's just like prattling on. You can tell he's used to having travelers, but absolutely just genuinely enjoys talking to travelers and just talking, whether or not you're even still listening.
Wait,
He's a humble elderly
they're
gentleman.
Metherians, right?
Yes, they are Metherians, but as he's prattling on in the relative distance, you notice a few ravens sitting in the trees on the other side of
God,
the
not
field.
again. Sorry,
These damn
that
birds.
was
All the birds.
that was half Moshi of me. Not again.
Gonna get caught up on this for 10 minutes.
Not these birds again.
The same ones that follow us.
Yeah, the Splash
They're the
Mountain birds.
same.
Honestly,
They're
we
the-
should try to tame one of them, and then it can be my mount, and I can.
Honestly, that's what I was gonna try. I was like, can I roll to like attract and try and
Just like how I'm Moshi.
You want a raven for a mount? I mean,
Yes, I can have an attack bird.
all right.
All
Yeah,
right,
actually, though, I can see
Vanya.
it. I mean, they're really smart. You
Oh.
can probably train it too.
Yes, and they can get us shiny things, and it's like passive income.
You know,
Good
Moshi
boy.
likes shiny things. Moshi
Moshi
liking
does
this
like-
idea.
See,
Liking this idea. We train both of them
I don't
because.
think y'all are seeing the birds right now. We're not anywhere close to there.
Oh, come on. We can see the birds.
Can't
I have dark vision. I can see.
It's
Oh.
Dark vision in
daytime.
the middle of the day.
They're deep.
Yeah,
They're
that
deep in the
helps me.
forest. You guys can't see,
Yeah, see?
or hear them.
Oh, come on.
Ah.
You have to
only
rely
I see.
on
Yeah.
Ivania to tell us what happened. God.
But yes, I do want to try and do tame or somehow interact friendly with one of them because we have established that they're not aggressive and they're not malignant.
Mm-hmm.
They're not tumors.
All crows.
Yeah, they're not out to kill us. They're nice birds.
Wait,
So yeah,
they're nice birds.
Roll animal handling.
I
believe
should have an advantage too.
you have advantage on all animal handling checks. Don't forget you also have your animal ring. Hold on. I just
Oh,
That was
true.
what gave Ivania the advantage on animal handling.
Oh, excuse me.
No, I have both. I have like two.
Wait a
Twofold.
minute. Where did we see? No, we saw the birds.
Saw them at the old, or on the older.
Oh,
Oh, I can
I found two. Oh,
I can
did
have
I called
do.
them. I called them crows. Ooh. Are they crows or are they ravens?
They're
They're
ravens.
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 Let me
So
let me
I
edit
have-
my journal here. Oh.
I have this like friendship. Is that what like can make them?
Ring of animal influence. Animal friendship lets you convince a beast that you mean no harm. Choose a beast that you can see within range. It must see and hear you. If the beast's intelligence is 4 or higher, the spell fails. Otherwise, the beast must succeed a wisdom saving throw or be charmed for you for the spell's duration.
Is there any way I
Ah.
can assist?
No,
Well,
you're nowhere
there.
You're kind of far. Everyone's
Oh.
like
Yeah.
super far.
Yep, they're not even on the
Technically,
map
we
right
have
now.
no idea this is happening.
Ah,
Yep.
okay. My bad. I
And-
misunderstood.
I know,
And
me too.
technically, you guys should also be muted and cameras off, but I'm loving your
Oh
commentary,
well,
so don't
you
go
know what?
anywhere.
That's how you really find.
I guess this is what we're doing now.
So-
Normally, when the party is split, that's what happens, or should happen, rather.
I should roll with advantage and on animal handling.
You can do animal handling, or if you want to cast animal influence.
But animal influence doesn't guarantee. Dang. I don't get advantage on that, do I?
You do not, because if you cast it, it has to make a saving throw. If its intelligence is 4 or under.
I feel like I have a better chance with just animal handling because my animal handling is +5. Whereas a 13 saving throw is not that hard to beat.
The choice is yours.
Alright, animal handling. Here we go. First one's a 16. Ooh, second one's a 21.
So you hold out a couple of the berries, to the ravens in the tree, and one of them does fly to a nearby bush and accepts the berry from your open hand. The farmer sees this and he walks up and actually, pets the raven, and the raven, just like leans into the pet, and he's like, "Oh, these little guardians are the best."
Hold up, guardians? What? Explain.
You must be new to the area.
Yes, you could say that.
He's like, "Well, these little things," and the bird is absolutely loving the farmer's attention, and it's to the point that the other two are getting jealous and they're starting to make their way over to you guys. But he's like, "These are the extensions of the ladies of the forest. They are her eyes and her ears."
Ah, interesting. I've heard about these ladies of the forest before, though. I don't know who they are.
And he's like, "You aren't the only one. A lot of people don't know who they are. They enjoy their secrecy."
Are they good people? I hope they're good people.
He's like, "Depends what your intention is."
Fair point. Well, they seem nice enough so far, and these ravens are very nice. Can I keep
he's like,
on them? Do you think that works?
He's like, "I think they would have to accept that. That would be their choice. They're not dumb." One of the raven caws at that. But
At that,
he's
Ivanya's like, "Well, what do you say? You wanna tag along with me? I mean, you've kind of been following us the entire time already, so why not, right?"
the raven cocks its head at you and is just like kind of confused by what you're saying.
Do you understand? You follow and I gesture and it's like,
The bird
yes.
flies in front of you and kind of flies over to a bush you pointed at, and just like cocks its head again. And
how do I do this? Man, I'm not good at this. What is the kind of performance I can do to like convey this message? Wait, hold up. I just realized I can do speak with animals. Can I use the ring to speak with animals?
Yes, you can. You gain the ability to comprehend and verbally communicate with beasts for the duration. The knowledge and awareness of many beasts is limited by their intelligence, but at minimum, beasts can give you information about nearby locations and monsters, including whatever they can perceive or have perceived within the past day. You might be able to persuade a beast to perform a small favor for you at the GM's discretion.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'm gonna do that and try and convince now with actual better communication between myself and the Raven to join us, as many of them as possible. Yes, I'm stealing these ravens from you, ladies of the forest. No harm, no foul, right?
You receive back not voice with words, but I'm going to tell you essentially what they're saying, what you perceive that they're saying. And they're like, "What cause do you have to need our help?" And in a very raven, and the raven is like cawing as he's communicating these thoughts to you.
Well, see, my merry band and I are on a quest to find out what is causing these strange occurrences that I no doubt you have noticed at this point, right? The random, weird, strange deaths.
It's like, "Oh yes, yes, we have seen that, and the forest is very worried, and our mistresses are also very worried, which is why they have tasked us with keeping a close eye on you. They are also very worried."
Well, would you say that by literally being part of our party, you would be able to keep as close of an eye as possible? Well, and we get to have friends, more friends. The more the merrier.
The ravens kind of
Awkward
look at
smiles.
each other. The ravens kind of look at each other, and they're like, "But we can easily do that just from a distance."
We have food, so you don't have to hunt.
He's like,
Hmm?
"You mean
Hmm?
us or the ones from before?"
Wait, what do you mean? What ones before? What?
He's like, "There are many of us. We don't like to leave the berry farm."
Oh, so you're not the same. Ah, well, that changes a lot of things.
He's like, "Many, many creatures extend their help for the ladies."
I see. So you're not the exact same ravens that have been following us
Nope,
since.
we just got asked to watch you.
I understand. Well, the offer is still open if you do choose to tag along. We're still here for a few hours, so there is time.
And they look at each other. He's like, "The offer is appreciated. We will extend that to the others, but we do not like to leave the berry farm."
And Ivania closes by ending with like, well, thank you again for keeping watch over us, and I'm sure that if we also come into trouble, you would not hesitate to help us out. And we would do the same for you.
He's like, the raven thinks for a bit. He's like, "I will pass that on to the mistress." He's like, he's like, "Speaking for ourselves, your company is appreciated, and thank you." And they fly off. And giving, almost like, kind of like patting the old man as they fly off. He's like, the old man is just like, "Oh, they're so fun to have around." And he just starts walking off and continuing to harvest.
That was fun.
And the entire time, the
Ivania
old
resumed.
man was just listening to you talk to the birds. He wasn't hearing the birds' responses. He's just like, he's talking to the birds. It's weird.
Don't question it.
Right, so you guys still have about half the baskets to fill. Let's go ahead and head back to the farm. A campfire. As Soren stretches.
I'll
the
be
stress
like,
of having to
"So-
walk.
oh, you're right. Keep going.
Oh no, go for it. Go for it.
I was just gonna say, as Zunori's like sipping this cup, and he's like, "What is this magical stuff? Why have I never witnessed?"
Not sure about it.
The farmeress is just like, she's like, "That recipe's been in my family for many, many years." She's like, "So you just haven't been traveling to the right parts."
Apparently not.
Wish I could have some.
And
Sword.
roll a Constitution
Oh no.
saving throw for me.
Constitution save. Oh, I don't like that.
Poisoned.
3.
Intoxicated.
Intoxicated. The berries in this brew are particularly good for boosting energy levels, and you are having difficulty sitting still, and so you just see a kind of vibrating where she's sitting, and she's having trouble like keeping it together. It looks like she's just about to explode with crazy.
Yeah, do you need to like
Stop.
fly around the house a few times? Alright, you go
Yes.
do that.
Wait, maybe you should look for cool flowers.
Oh my god, I could make more flower crowns. I'm gonna make Soren a flower necklace next.
Nice.
What have I done?
Okay, I'm gonna go find flowers. You
Alright,
guys
so-
have fun. I'll be back.
And go ahead and message me a roll for investigation. Amber.
Ooh. Oh,
She's gonna
it's like who are you talking to?
Hey, yeah. So message me your roll for investigation, or pop it in the chat, or whisper it wherever you want to put it. Yes. All right. Back to you three.
So we're halfway there. At least to Shinagawa. We still got a while to go for, where we're actually going. But
And I was like, "Wait, what's your actual destination?"
we're
Home.
going down to Olholm. Yeah.
She's like, "Oh, yeah. Shinagawa's about halfway for you guys then."
Halfway between where we were and where we're going. Right, so we're a quarter of the way. Thank you for making me feel better.
And I was like, the biggest thing you gotta worry about from Shinagawa to Olholm is the forest.
Great.
She's like, but let's
Is it
say
particularly-
the.
Dangerous?
She's like, it depends on what kind of a person you are. She's like, let's just put it this way: the forest has a mind of its own. It has its own values, and if someone is essentially a jerk, they aren't gonna make it.
Might as well leave
So-
me behind.
I think as long as you're not burning down trees, you'll be okay, Moshi. It's like the forest itself, or like
Wait. It's gonna be another cryptic answer. There you go.
And I was like, I've heard different things, but from what I can tell, there's some pretty powerful gods in the forest.
Yep, cryptic. There we go. Why do we even ask?
you've been very helpful, Hanaya. Thank you.
And I just sips her drink. She's
Guess
like,
we'll just deal with that when we make it there.
she's like, tomorrow morning, can you make me a promise?
Oh.
Can you just pick up Moshi and let
Depends.
Moshi sleep? Because Moshi is salty without his beauty sleep.
In my defense and in Moshi's defense, I think Ivania kind of got in the way of that today.
I was like, yeah, fair point.
I'd be grumpy too if I knew what that it felt like. You mentioned gods in the forest. So there's just these gods that I've been hearing about. You can meet them.
She's like, I've heard some travelers interacting with them, coming back with wild stories, but most of them just pretend, the ladies, this, the eventide that, some of them received aid from them. Some of them just saw them walking by. It's all varied. The Sisters of the Eventide are mentioned quite a bit in history books.
Convenient.
Would interacting with a god be able to give somebody, I guess, powers beyond their usual, beyond a normal person?
Please hold.
I'm
I'm sorry. Who are we talking
Such
about?
as mine, or I think I've seen Zenori use magic before. He seems like a pretty normal guy.
She's like, what? Can you please rephrase the question?
Can
She's like,
gods
what do you...
grant people the ability to use magic? Because, I mean, Moshi here can't use magic, but myself and Zenori can, and I know Zenori is a man of faith, but I'm not.
She's like, yeah, you're pretty much pure magic. She's like, from what I understand, I mean, I could believe it if they're able to gift people powers. But I also do know sometimes people are born with them. And that's where, you have people like Zenori who are able to train and get educated in magic pretty easily. And some people do have an aptitude for it, but some people don't. Maybe they can receive the gift. Maybe they can learn it. I don't know. I don't quite know.
Okay. Well, thank you for the info. And I
You're
will
welcome.
stare longingly at Zenori and Moshi's cups of whatever.
I'll put my hand on Sorn's shoulder and be like, "Oh, buddy, I feel for you."
Can Soren
As I take me
smell?
a sip.
It's painful.
Like, can you smell things?
I don't. Nope.
Yep, so he
That
can
sucks.
observe and feel aether, but he cannot smell and of course cannot consume or taste. So he can interact with it in the sense of its magical properties, but he himself does not perceive the world the way you guys do.
So
It's
if
a
he was
sad
to
life.
like communicate with it magically, it sounds so stupid. I'm sorry.
Essentially
with the
looking at
sweet bun?
his auras.
Yeah, can he like enjoy it or something? If he can like how does he?
I get
I
secondhand
want him to
enjoyment.
like be able to enjoy this berry juice.
Here.
shit.
Oh, hold on,
Like,
I am calling the chat out real quick. Communicate magically with the hot bean juice. Okay. He can perceive the enjoyment through you guys and through your experiences with things. He is
Okay.
able to experience it essentially third hand.
So you just
Okay.
enjoy stuff for me, Moshi. I'll get third
you
hand
better
enjoyment.
sense Zunori. I don't think I
Yeah,
enjoy
you
anything.
seem kind of mad right now.
Moshi doesn't enjoy anything.
Your aura is really it was off at Applebee's. I'm sorry.
The farmer's wife is offering you refills. She has a whole pot there.
No thanks.
And as she is refilling your guys' cups for another round, we are going to go ahead and take a break here. The party that Zunori, you have heard coming, is now a lot closer, and at this point everyone can hear these people approaching the farm. But we are going to go ahead and take a wellness break here because narratively it is a good pause point. And where's my Streamlabs? We will be back momentarily. All right, and we are back. Let me get that back up. Come back. There it is. All right. So, Aya. In your very vigorous energy outbreak, you at some, like, you just ended up filling nearly your entire satchel with whole bunches of flowers. You got tons of different kinds. The pile, when you go to pour it out, will be about the size of Moshi. Like, you got tons of flowers.
Oh my
But
God,
you are
so
flying
excited.
across the road from you were across, kind of in Ivania's area, but now you're flying back across to the camp, where you are also noticing these newcomers who are very noisy and shady.
I don't like that. Do they see me?
At this time, they do not see you. You are super tiny, super fast. But if you
You
want to
just see a
make
huge floating bag of flowers.
No, because my
It's a
bag of
tiny bag
holding
folding.
is smaller
Just
than
joking.
Do I hear anything that they're saying since they're being loud?
roll a perception check.
Okay.
9. 11.
You are still very hyped up, so you don't really discern anything as you're heading back to the group. But you do make it back to the group.
Okay. So I
And
make
so
it back
you
to the group.
guys-
I have flowers. I see loud, noisy, sketchy people. By the way, y'all, there's loud, sketchy people coming this way. Do I know how many there are? We didn't cover that one. I'm assuming I can count.
You counted 3.
Okay, there's 3 loud, sketchy people coming this way.
You're sketchy. Wait, is that like for real?
Suspicious.
They
So-
just
At this point, you guys can't really make out 100% of what they're saying, but they definitely sound like they're, brawlers or brigands, and, they're talking about, how they kicked a Perryfur down the river one time, and, like, they're
Nope.
laughing.
I was gonna try and
and-
be friends, but now we gotta stab some people.
Moshi is ready. Let off some steam.
The farmer's wife kind of hears them coming, and she's like, "Oh, I suppose I better go welcome them too." And she goes to start walking around to the front.
Do we want to go check these people out? They seem sketchy. I mean, I was warned to look out for shady people.
We should stab them.
Did you say staff?
Absolutely. I got a hat pin covered in poison. They kicked a Perryfur into a ravine.
What? Whoa! Really?
She said that we
Oh, I
overhear
didn't-
them
I didn't
talking
hear
about the
that part.
Perryfur getting kicked by these motherfuckers. I'm not okay with this. We need to go stab.
Well,
I'm not gonna stop you.
just keep it down for now. Well, I guess we'll walk in over to the road and take a look.
Okay, so keep
Okay,
it
so-
down when you stab him.
Yeah, just,
Perfect.
just don't let him know.
All right, so you hear the farmer's wife start interacting with them, and at this point, they're demanding that she give them lunch and drinks, and she obeys. And you hear her go into the house. But so Soren, you are walking around. What's the marching order?
I'll walk around.
All
Me
right.
and Moshi in the front then.
I'm going around too. This motherfucker.
I'm
I
gonna
think
tag.
you're already there. I think.
Well, I had to come back to y'all. I'm gonna fight some people though. I can take them. I can absolutely take them.
You are very small. You better not start talking too big. Just
How they gonna touch
Sinori,
me?
what are you
Well, you
doing?
could, you could
I'm
keep a
gonna
low
tag along at
profile
the
and get the
back.
drop on them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll tag along at the back, and I'll be like sipping my cup as I go. Like I'm pretty blasé about the whole thing.
Listen, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to fight. Okay. Y'all have
do
been
not mention kicking a Perryfur in front of Ayashi. I'm not even gonna
Yep,
joke about that.
Hinaya doesn't really like these people, but she does get up and she's like kind of hiding around the corner, because she also heard that, and so she's stealthily activated, essentially. But you guys see 3 middle-aged gentlemen. One of them is very rotund, and it's a wonder how he's been able to walk this far and still keep along.
Middle age. They've lived a good life.
Nice.
There is one that does have leather with plates, metal plating on the armor, and he definitely seems to be the most charismatic of the 2. And then the third one is very super scrawny and kind of has like long hair draping over his face, and he keeps trying to, like keep it out of his face so he can see. But the larger charismatic one, you recognize the voice as that's the one that was telling the story of the Perryfur over the river. As you guys walk around to the path to essentially greet them, as it were, and they shut up because Soren comes around the corner, and they're like, "Oi, the fuck is that?" Excuse me, language. What
Your
the fuck
worst
is that?
nightmare.
But as they're joking and jiving about Sorn, a blasé and very casual and enjoying his drink, Tsunori comes into their view, and they immediately they all three of them look at you, Tsunori, and they're like, they yell in at the farmeress, and they're like, "Since when did you get in bed with the likes of them?"
What? Wait, who are they yelling at?
They're yelling at the farmeress, and the farmeress is not responding, but they had a very negative response to seeing Tsunori, him having the military armor.
Do you know that? Tsunori?
I'll mumble over it. Hey, you're probably faster. Can you go grab Ivania?
Yeah, I'm gonna
We
go
don't
grab
need that.
Ivania.
Right.
Go ahead and roll it at just general
Do we
athletics.
really need her? I mean,
Just in case.
10.
just gonna like throw berries
10.
at
Yeah,
him.
I have no modifier on it. 10. I think. Right? 1 sec. Let me make sure. Yeah. Yeah. General athletics
Okay.
is just 10.
Okay, so you are currently en route to Ivania.
Perfect. Let me.
Tsunori, do you have a response?
Realizing the nature of the encounter, I'll look at Moshi because she asked me if I knew them, and I'll just roll my eyes and shake my head and walk over pretty much towards them. And I won't walk straight up to them straight away. I'm still being very blasé, sipping on my cup as I walk up to them.
I'll stay close behind Zenori.
Okay.
And I'll wait for their response as I approach them.
Aya's gonna miss her chance.
Well, it takes her a little bit, okay? She's tiny. She's got a lot of ground covered. So they see you start to approach, and they don't pull out their weapons, but they put their hands on their swords, and
I will also put my hand on my sword.
roll an investigation, Tsunori.
Sorry.
22.
All right. This is not your first rodeo, is it?
No.
All right. So you can immediately tell the boss, as it were, the leader of the group, is very well versed with his sword, judging by how he is ready to pull it out at a moment's notice. The larger one has a mace, and the skinnier one, can't decide if he wants to grab also for a much smaller mace or for his crossbow. He's still trying to decide in his weird, scrawny, tweaky kind of way. But he's like, the leader's like, "Hey, that's far enough, mate. We don't want to tangle with any of you people."
Gentlemen, there's no need to be so uppity about things. What seems to be the problem?
He's like, "The problem is that you're here."
It's not really my choice to be here.
Normally I'd agree with you, but why?
I'll, I'm just going to be pretty much there sipping on my cup. Like, I'm really blasé about this. But, we should fight. We shouldn't fight each other. There's no reason for us to not like each other. You don't even know who I am.
He's like, oh, but we got a good idea who you work for. He's like, we ain't about to be arrested today. Roll persuasion, Zenori.
Can somebody explain this to me? What's going on here?
And
It's
the brigands.
essentially, yeah. And Zenori's a cop.
What is this?
Zenori's a town guard.
It's prejudice.
Yeah, he's
basically prejudice.
basically.
Yeah. What is that? Persuasion, did you say?
Correct.
Well, that is a solid 8.
Oh,
Oh, dude.
No, sorry, 10.
ah.
All right, they are not backing down. They are very borderline defensive offensive. They're very perturbed by your existence in this moment.
No, Moshi speaks opposite to the 3 brutes. I'm sorry, what's going on? Why are you guys mad? Can someone explain this to me?
The scrawny one kind of looks over at you, kind of being, from over Zenori's shoulder, and he's just like, that ain't none of your fucking business.
Oh, wrong day for that.
Oh no.
We are going to pause with you guys, and we are going to see Aya and Ivania.
Oh, she's gonna taste
No,
blood.
it's about to.
We're
when
gonna
we
let
come
that
back.
marinate. All right, Ivania, you guys are about 3/4 of the way full of your baskets.
Damn, these are some
When-
big baskets.
Well, yeah, it's gonna take both hands for each of you guys to carry the baskets back. Like it takes a while to pick berries.
Mhm.
But as you're harvesting and the old man is just chittering away, once again, he just loves the company. A very peeved and exhausted Aya is flying your direction at high speed.
All right, so do I see her or do it?
Oh yeah, you
Okay.
see her approaching.
I was like,
And she-
I wave at Aya. It's like, hey, Aya, what's up? Nice of you to join us.
There is some shit going down. We got 3 sketchy visitors harassing your wife and getting all uppy with us and being bad people. They kicked the Perifer into a river, and you have to come now. They kicked the Perifer into a river.
They do what now? All right, I yell at the farmer. I'm so sorry, we gotta go. There's looks like some shit's going down. I'll be back, and I tell lead the way, and let's be quiet. I say as soon as we're in earshot, let's be quiet. I don't want to. We might still be able to keep some element of surprise.
As you guys are running off, the husband yells back. Of course he can't keep up with you guys, but he's like, protect my wife. Just pleading out. Please make sure she's okay. Make sure she's safe. 'Cause it takes him a while. He's oh man.
Yeah. So
But,
we're running back as fast as I can, and
Yep.
I have my
So
hand.
go
on my-
ahead and roll. Hey, I'm assuming you're attached to Ivania right now on the way back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
you
think I'm
consider my
probably
hood.
traveling faster that way.
Ivania, roll. Roll an acrobatics and a stealth. The stealth
Acrobatics
with
and stealth.
advantage.
Okay, acrobatics and stealth. Acrobatics. Ooh, that's a 9. Oh wait, no, sorry, I read it wrong. That's 12. And stealth, let's see. Second roll. Ugh, why are they so bad? 10.
Did you do stealth with advantage?
Yes, the first one was worse than 10.
Okay, we will get back to you guys as you make your way back to the farm.
Alright.
And we will resume with Zenori, Moshi, and Soren.
Pretty much with that last comment said about Moshi, I'll be like, almost spit my drink out in my cup. And I'm like, oh, that's going to go down like a lead balloon.
Not the day for that.
I'm gonna look at Zenori and go, is this worth it?
Still on the judgment side of that, and I'll continue to walk forward towards them, and I'm trying to like make a line so I could get between the farmer's wife and these bandits.
Yeah. Can I
Okay,
throw a dagger at him? I'm ready.
So-
I'm ready. Let's go.
Hold up. So, Zenori, you do manage to get between them and the door to
good.
the farmer's wife. Moshi, you are within range of
Yes.
the rather large one. The large one is the yellow one.
Big target.
Can't miss him.
Roll the hit.
Hopefully.
I'm
Roll the
aiming
hit
for
while
his,
I get-
I'm aiming for his face, by the way. I'm just letting you know.
Okay.
You picked the wrong day, fool.
Can I roll perception can I see if he's about to do this right now?
Do I add anything to the roll, or I'm sorry, I always forget.
Just your attack bonus.
Attack bonus.
Should be dexterity for
Which
thrown, I believe. It
is-
should be dex.
That
Yeah,
is a 21, friends.
It's not natural, is it?
No,
Okay.
wouldn't that be nice? There's still time.
Roll for damage real quick.
Yes, here we go.
Oh no.
Yeah. That's a nat 20.
Oh no, roll
That
for
wasn't for-
damage. Roll your damage.
Oh my god! Can I use the nat 20 on my next thing, please?
So
You wasted a nat 20.
Oh.
Roll
I'm using the nat
one.
20.
Wasted a nat 20.
I did not waste it. It came to me. I'm using that on the next one. Wait, what do I roll?
1d4 for a dagger.
Which one is it? Oh, it's
The
the
pyramid.
one.
Yep.
My stupid dice. Why are there so many? God damn it. Ah, no. Yeah, okay. So that's how this night's going. Come back. Come. Oh, no, come back. Ow. Sorry. How do I read this? Is this the one that's on top?
Yes.
That's a 3.
So plus your advantage, or plus 6, because that's your damage bonus. You did 9 damage.
Okay, is that good? Sorry, I
Alright.
suck at this game.
No, it's alright.
I'm still deciding. Hold on.
And I am using that nat 20, by the way.
Well, okay, I can use your nat 20 for the hit. So Sorn, you don't at first see what Moshi's doing, but as the dagger whizzes right past your head, you realize what Moshi is doing. It's so you said you aimed for his face. Okay. Well, you did not get him.
Preferably in the eye, but you know.
I was just about to say, a little dagger manages to appear magically in the fat man's left eye.
Yes!
He starts writhing in pain. He doesn't drop to the ground, but he starts writhing in pain and squeals.
Like
Just in
pig that he
absolute
is.
horror. Roll for initiative.
Oh no.
Yeah, it is on! Sorry, what do I roll this time?
D20 plus your
D20.
initiative modifier.
I'm gonna have to ask you guys what the frick I'm supposed to roll now. Sorry. Wait,
Yeah,
D20
that's
plus my what?
Initiative.
modifier.
It should.
Oh, yeah, because it says initiative.
Top.
Okay.
I got a 6.
I got a 5.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I got an 18. Am I carrying this team?
You
No.
did start it, so.
Okay, cool.
It's
I took full
narratively
responsibility.
it's narratively perfect because it's so surprising. It's like knife to eye, and it's like that just happened.
Well, she's the only one that knew that was gonna happen.
Okay, really quick. Sword, what did you get again?
A 6.
And then you got a 5, Sunori?
Yes, I did.
You're standing right in front of him. Ugh, just throw your tea in his face, you know? Or bean juice. No, berry juice. Jeez.
It was always the plan.
I figured, but man, you're taking a sweet time doing it.
I'm gonna chuck a Kingsman right here.
Alright, the leader is definitely the brains of the group, but
Really?
Moshi...
There's a brain?
But Moshi, because you started this, it is your turn. You...
Sweet.
What would you like to do?
So, like, where am I now compared to the other guys? Do I have to get closer to throw another dagger? Or...
If you're in range, you can throw another.
Yeah, I need to make sure I'm in range.
You are still within range, yes. He did not move back at all.
Well, that one guy or the other guy?
The big one, the yellow one.
What? Their colors now?
On the map.
Look at the map.
No, in the
God's sake! I can't do this, guys. I suck at this. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Take your time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Okay.
Yellow piece.
Oh wait, I hit the yellow guy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, from that far. Oh, I'm good. Okay, so like, so who's the ringleader here?
The ringleader
Orange
is in
or
red.
red? Can I can reach the red guy. Yeah, I will throw a dagger in his eye too.
With a little bit of movement to make sure Soren's not in the way.
Storm won't get in the way. I'll just curve it, you know, like in Wanted.
If you just step like 5 feet to your right, you got it.
Can I
just
do
gonna-
that, or does that take a
Yeah,
miss?
you can move and you can move and attack
Yeah.
too.
I'm moving and attacking. That's what I'm doing.
All right. Roll to hit.
Is this my D20?
This is your D20, yes. D20
This
plus
is
your
D20.
bonus.
Okay. The dice gods are with me. Okay. Wait, I'm sorry. What? Am I roll? I'm rolling what?
A
hit?
D20.
A D20.
I know, but what am I adding to,
hit.
it?
Oh, Dex.
Anything?
assume.
Okay.
Dex and proficiency if you're proficient with it.
Yours is plus
Attack bonus.
plus 6. So.
Oh,
D20
wait.
plus
What do you
6.
mean? I don't.
You
where's
roll
the
the
thing?
D20
roll your
and then you
D20.
add 6 to it.
Oh, I see. Right here on the sheet.
Yeah, you
because,
have it in your
know,
attacks.
It's in my sheet, and it's right in front.
I
of me.
didn't know if you had that on there. I haven't seen your character sheet.
That is. Neither have I, apparently. That's a. Hold on, wait. I gotta do math. That's a 24.
Roll damage.
I see.
Oh, wait. This is the 4-sided one now. right?
Yep. So
Is it a
the so
D4?
you
Yeah.
see on your
I don't want to
if you look at your
again.
if you see your on your character sheet, well, teaching moment. If you see on your character sheet, you have your weapons and your dagger. It says attack bonus +6. That's your roll to hit. Now that you hit,
damage 1d4.
There you go. So you
one
roll the
d4
triangle.
plus 6.
It's literally
And then
right
add
in front
6.
of me. It's just right there, tells me
I
what
mean-
to do, literally right there. Yeah, cool. Okay, so come back. No, not this again. That's another 3. So that's another 9.
Oh. All right, so you, without skipping a beat, so the
That's
larger of the group is nursing this dagger in his eye. At this point, he's pulled it out and he's just nursing his eye. The the stickly one is still trying to figure out what to do with his life. But
Sure he
the
is.
leader, you managed to hit him between the plates in the shoulder, right underneath the collarbone.
I was aiming for his face. I did all that. Really?
He's probably a beefy dude, if I had to guess.
Beefy, and you were lucky to hit him. Because he had a pretty high AC.
Well, fine.
But you still managed to impact the dagger in between his leather plates.
Wait, where?
And,
You said collarbone?
essentially underneath the collarbone.
So
Yep, so he has
Alright,
plates for
alright.
his chest and his shoulders, but you managed to get him right underneath
So
one
it's
of
like-
the pauldrons.
all right, I'm cool with that. I'll be
Right in
cool
the
with that.
clavicle.
You know?
Yeah.
So he it sticks in him, and he does move back a little bit, he does react, but with the same hand, he pulls out the dagger and throws it to the ground. His sword at this point is already out.
Did he get hurt?
And-
Come on.
Yeah, he got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's in
yeah.
pain.
Okay.
He's feeling it.
Squirts, blood.
Oh,
Blood, squirts.
good.
Oh.
Yes. Isn't there an artery around there?
But he dashes to you, Zunori, and he is going to take a swing at you with his sword. That is a 23.
He misses. No, I'm joking.
There is a major artery right there,
There sure is.
I'm going to say 1. That is 6 damage.
Okay, that hurt a lot.
So he's done this before, evidently. This isn't his first rodeo either. And he manages to also get you underneath one of your plate armors. It seems like he is strangely familiar with military armor, as he knew exactly where to try and cut you. Shank you.
Fancy guy.
So
Fancy. The stickly gentleman is at this point he has recovered and is trying to figure out what to do with his life. He moves out of the way of his leader, and he's going to try and shoot you, Sorn, with crossbow. Because he sees his leaders engaged, he's like, meh, he's got this. But he's gonna go for the nightmare. 'Cause he doesn't.
nightmare mode.
That is 15.
Misses.
Alright, it just whizzes right through like one of your many holes, and he's just like,
That sounds wrong.
and he is one of the many gaps between his rocks.
Sounds better.
Okay. And it actually startles him a bit, so he is now at this point a little bit deterred and disoriented. Soren, it is your turn.
Right. I guess. Let's see.
Wait, I have 3 daggers? No, I have 2.
No, you have
Yeah.
2.
I was like, I only have 2.
That was my
Yeah.
typo.
Yeah, I'm late to the chat party here.
I'm
too busy looking up arteries, the major arteries in the body. Sorry. It's the subclavian artery, by the way, if anyone cares.
I will run up behind the leader, I guess, seeing he just took a slash at Zenori. And let's see. I'm just gonna place my hand on the back of his. He has like metal in the back, right? He's wearing a breastplate, but he's got it on his back too.
Plated leather armor.
Okay.
So his back, he actually does not have any plates. It's just leather.
Okay, I'm just gonna press my hand against his back and Eldritch Blast.
Point freaking blank. Okay. Well, roll to hit. See if he responds immediately, or if he delayed reaction. Delayed enough reaction.
18.
That's a hit. That is a
Alright.
hit. So roll damage.
Oh no, I didn't have it out. Where is it? There it is. 5. Wait, do I add anything to the damage?
I don't think so.
No. 5 damage. Force damage.
Okay, so where did you initially place your hand?
Just center of his back.
Okay. So, when you placed it in the center of his back, he didn't quite move out of the way in time, but the way he moved, you managed to blast and incapacitate the shoulder because now he's been stabbed from the front and he got Eldritch Blast in the back, and his whole right arm is now unusable.
Oh, he's just hanging.
Sucker.
Ooh.
Tsunori!
I wince from getting hit, and I kind of spill my tea or my cup of coffee, and I'm like,
Oh no, not the tea.
Not the coffee.
"You
Or-
bastard!" And I just hurtle the cup at his face. Should I just roll like a melee? I'd be ranged, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Improvised, yeah. Ranged improvised.
Man, I feel bad for Aya. She's not here. She's got to get in on this.
Don't worry, she will.
Come on, Aya. Let's get here. Get here. It's your time. It's your time.
That's a 13.
That hits. He's at this with Sorn doing the damage. He was preoccupied. He was looking in your direction, but there was lights on. Nobody's home, and the remaining contents of your cup are still rather hot, and he actually gets blinded for a time.
Yeah, nice.
It wasn't very gentlemanly.
Messed up.
The oh, actually, he has to do a. Oh nope. The larger of the brigands is still nursing his eye. At this point in time, bursting through the bushes,
No.
Ivania and Aya.
I'm actually
Have
excited
made
to
it
see
back.
Vanya.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you guys get back and you see this fray going on. Zunori is bleeding. The leader is bleeding. Then you guys come from this direction.
Oh,
You just
yeah.
saw me bink a cup off of his head.
Yep, exactly.
Boing.
Ivania and Aya, roll initiative real quick.
14.
I crit one.
Okay, Aya, you were pumped. You were, regardless of what you found when you got back, you were gonna stab someone. So
Absolutely.
it is your turn.
Here we go.
Okay. The leader is handled though, yes?
The leader is currently between Soren and Zunori.
Okay, wait, let me pull this.
Actually, nobody's attacked the orange guy. He's still trying to figure out what to do with his life, I guess.
Wait, so the yellow and orange are standing next to each other, right?
No, yellow is on the ground, writhing in pain, because
But
He's kneeling
on the
down.
map,
He's
they're
not
right. They're right
Yeah,
next
they're right
to
next
each
to
other
each
on the
other.
map,
whatever.
right?
He's
Correct.
writhing.
Okay. So, since we had a long rest, I actually have my Hail of Thorns. Can I hit both those motherfuckers with my thorns?
Roll to hit.
It's already.
What's the diameter on that?
11. I rolled an 11 for Hail of Thorns.
Okay, hold on. I have it pulled up here. Hail of Thorns. Oh, you need to concentrate for a turn in order to hit them.
Oh, damn.
Well, that's my bonus action. So, am I supposed to take my other one first? I guess that should have been my first question.
You can do it in whatever.
Your
order
Thorn
you want.
Whip is within range and is instantaneous. Where
Yeah,
your
no. Hail of
Thorns-
Thorn is a bonus action. That's why I'm asking. Like, if I attacked someone and then I used Hail of Thorns, Hail of Thorn takes 1 round of concentration. That would hit next round.
If
And
they
I
don't break
could
your
attack now.
concentration.
Okay. So, I'm gonna attack the red guy then with my hairpin.
All right, roll to hit. And do you
17.
want to be and where do you want to be, up here or do you want to be down here?
Up
When you-
here or
after you hit
down?
him?
Look at the map.
Oh. Yeah.
It's like super delayed for me.
Yeah, Twitch has a delay. That's why I'm asking.
It just changed.
Oh, okay, yeah. Closer to the yellow and the orange guys, because they're the ones I'm trying to hit with my Hail of Thorns.
Okay, so you're gonna try and so you hit the red guy with
Mhm.
your hairpin, your poisoned hairpin.
Yeah. Let me roll the damage on that. And that's plus the attack bonus, right?
Correct.
So that'd be 4 because it's a D4 and all of that fun stuff.
Damage doesn't add your attack bonus.
Oh, okay. Well, then it's 1. But I have the poison on there, the knockout poison.
Hold on. No, she does not have a bonus. Okay.
I think finesse weapons add your dexterity and stuff like that.
Yeah, but she's also super tiny.
Mm.
So I don't think we did that for damage. Yeah, so you just did 1 damage, and plus it was poisoned. So Zunori and Soren, from your guys' perspective, Zunori has just blinded the leader, and amidst the splashing and the flailing and the my eyes, little almost like a little mosquito just popped him right in the neck, and you see Aya with her poisoned hairpin, and immediately the leader just tenses up and is in the process of falling over.
Nice.
Just paralyzed. And oh no, did we lose Chris? Chris?
Oh no.
Camera froze.
Your camera's
Oh
frozen.
no! It's
Yeah.
frozen.
My bonus
So-
action has concentration round, but the Hail of Thorns is aimed at the other 2.
Okay, so if no
by
one
the
breaks
way,
your
Hail of Thorns only activates on a ranged attack, I believe.
yeah, it is. It is
Yeah.
ranged.
Yeah, okay.
It's ranged.
Yeah, it's ranged, and then the targets can be within 5 feet of each other. But
yeah, and the guy that's
so,
closest to us is down, so in theory, no one's breaking shit.
correct. And Ivania, for your information, for your turn, Aya is not in your way. Aya is super, super small. But yeah, so you paralyzed the leader, and in a twist of fate, you actually ended up paralyzing Zenori too, evidently. Just saying.
Oh.
with the camera!
I thought this was for real. I was like, are you serious?
Oh, I was like, it's a hat pin. How did it hit two people?
Oh, God, so confused.
You just came into the fray, stab all the things. No. But go ahead and take your turn, Ivania.
Sweet. All right. I am going to knock my bow and try and shoot the orange guy.
Who's still
Alright,
trying to
roll a
figure
hit.
out his life.
Yeah, he tried to shoot at Sorn, but it just went right through Sorn, right between his rocks, and he's just like, oh my god, what do I do? Yep.
All right, that's 25.
That definitely hits. Roll for damage, and where do you want to hit him?
I want to shoot him. Well, let's see how much I do first. Ooh, that's 10 damage. I'm gonna try and hit him or aim right at his neck.
Alright, you definitely hit him, but he is quivering, and where you were aiming for his neck, you got the top of his shoulder, the trapezius muscle, if you're into anatomy. So that, yeah, and it just went straight through and through.
That's by the subclavian artery that I just learned about.
blood. Would that be... Oh, it is. Did you want to do anything else in your turn, Ivania?
Don't think I can do anything at the moment. Yeah, that's about all I can do.
Okay. Moshi! And your subclavian artery. It is your turn.
Oh, really? Yeah. Well, I'm out of daggers, so let's see here. What else do I have? I probably should have planned this before, but you know.
You could run up and grab one of the daggers. I think you have enough move range to get the dagger.
Shanky.
Yeah.
I do have some scissors on me. No.
Well, you have your freaking rapier.
Yeah, daggers are more fun.
But, well, you threw them, and
I know I threw them. So if I want to go get a dagger, does that count as my turn, or?
No,
yes.
Your combat phase goes basically action, bonus action, and how much ever movement you've got.
And you also do have a bow for ranged.
All right, I'll try my bow, I guess.
Hey,
Who's still awake
right.
here? Who's still living?
Orange and yellow.
Everyone
Red
is
is
still
down.
living. You would need to
For now.
use your full movement to get within striking line of sight without hitting Sword Nozunori
Wait, but
of yellow or orange, because they're in your way. So you can hit the red one, but you can't right now. You can't hit the yellow or the orange one.
okay.
If you want to use your movement before you attack, you can move.
But I can do that on the same turn, or no?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So I'll just move.
Okay. Who do you want to get in line of sight of?
Who is easier to get in the line of sight of?
Orange
I
is
would
the one
say
that's
even-
still standing.
Well,
I thought they were both standing.
Yeah, they're
Yellow
both
is
standing.
writing on the ground, last I heard.
I
He's
wanted him to
kneeling.
ride on the
Yeah.
ground.
He's
I guess he's
kneeling.
not on the ground.
Sorry, he's kneeling on the ground. Whereas Orange is standing. You keep them there right next to each other. I got thorns going into their eyeballs in a minute.
Cool. Okay. I'll aim for the orange guy since he's still standing.
All right, roll the hit.
Maybe I'll aim for his knee. You can take an arrow to the knee. Make him kneel down too. Okay. I'm sorry. So I'm sorry. Am I rolling my d20? I'm sorry.
Yeah, D20.
God, I'm bad at this.
No, you're just new. There's a difference.
You're learning.
So, and then I add something to it, or I don't.
You add your attack.
Add
bonus,
my attack bonus. Okay,
which
so
is
that's
4.
so that is a 15. Hopefully that's enough.
For the scrawny one, yes. Roll damage.
This is my 1d6. Okay, so I got this. I'm getting it. Getting it. Okay, and then that's +4. That's an 8, my friends.
Alright. So he's got one arrow sticking out from above his shoulder, and he just took another one to the knee, and almost kind of like an Ace Ventura, and almost kind of like an Ace Ventura reaction. He's like, ah.
Right in the kneecap.
And that brings it to the leader's turn, who needs to make a saving throw.
I was
So
thinking
he
about going for the
doesn't-
eye, but man, I'll leave that
He
for Aya.
doesn't recover his sight, but he's going to blindly swing his sword with disadvantage.
The yellow guy.
The
Red
red.
Uh,
And that misses, so he blindly
I
tries
thought Red
to
was
swing
knocked
it.
out.
yeah, I thought he was.
Oh, he is paralyzed.
Yeah,
Oh, he is.
yeah.
Oh, never mind then. Never mind. Ignore everything. It is
He's like
Dick's turn.
passed out, isn't he?
Mhm.
He's like,
No,
Yeah,
he's
so
not.
it's the yellow.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's the it is Orange's turn.
good luck.
Oh, I'm gonna have him make a saving throw because he's having the time of his life right now. He does not make it. All right, he is very preoccupied by having 2 arrows sticking out of him so suddenly. Soren.
Oh, Alright, I think Zenori can handle the leader, so I'll go around Aya, and I guess I'll go kind of cat a corner to the yellow guy.
Okay, well, I mean, as far as Aya goes, she's not in the way. She's tiny.
Either way, I'll move north. It looks like 3 spaces, like just on the edge of the farm right there. Yeah, and I'm within 1 space of yellow guy, right?
Correct.
Okay.
So
I
the
will.
fat man who is cussing and holding his
Yeah.
bleeding eye socket.
I will bonus action do my Hexblade's curse on him. So I point at him and he kind of gets cloaked in like a shadowy aura, and I mean, I guess while he's down, I'll just I'll take a swing at him with my or like a stab at him with my short sword.
Roll to hit.
15.
All right. He may have had a lot of mass, but he did not have a lot of hit points. How do you want to do that one?
Oh no. Oh no. I guess I'll just stab him in the other eye.
Yes.
Force him down on the ground.
Murder him.
Yes.
So I just kind of line it up and push him down onto the ground with my sword.
Yes.
And with no mercy, the large one is successfully taken down and out. And now his writhing corpse has a small hole in one eye socket and a larger hole in the other socket.
There goes our parafor kicker.
No, that was the leader.
That was the
That
red
was the
one,
leader.
actually.
leader.
I
that said
have
that.
plans for him. He's paralyzed right now. I'm gonna need your help, Soren. Don't you worry. We're gonna go gardening. We're gonna help some berries grow for Ivania next time we pass through here.
Oh
Hell
my goodness.
It's gonna be extra juicy.
He's
Don't
alive and he's gonna
worry.
stay that way until he's 6 feet under. Let's see how he feels after that.
Oh,
I'm
boy.
not dealing with this person. They deserve it.
I love how it's just a mention. Like, it might not even have been real that he kicked a parafor over a ravine, but, like, just the fact that someone touched a parafor, like, Aya
They're
is like,
gorgeous. And they're nice to
No.
people. And they help people out. They don't deserve that.
Zunori, it is your turn.
I love it.
Okay. So who's left? Orange and red.
No, just
No,
orange.
Red's
Red is
passed out.
paralyzed.
Red is
I got
Red's
plans
passed
for
out.
Red. You leave them alone.
Hold on, let me.
But can Red
No.
hear what we're saying? He's just paralyzed?
Yeah, he's just paralyzed. He can see and well, he can't see because he's blind, but he can hear what's going on.
Just whisper in his ear.
You hear that?
I heard what you
What's
do to
waiting for you.
parafers.
Absolutely. I got plans. He knows what's about to happen. He can't do shit.
So what is the orange's state of being?
The orange is
Yes, 2 arrows.
he has an arrow,
right.
an arrow in the knee and an arrow in his
He
upper
took an arrow to the
shoulder,
knee.
and he is. But he's very for having 2 arrows in him. He is very energetic, so you can see he's not critically wounded at this time.
Okay.
He is just very distracted.
Ah.
I'm gonna walk up to him and
Okay.
make him look me in the eyes and say, "May the light of a Nerzil guide you on your path to the afterlife." And I'll hold my hand out and cast Sacred Flame.
Oh,
May your death benefit all beings.
Roll to hit.
Where am I? 2 seconds. Check my spells. see
With
how they
advantage
function.
because of your prayer.
Okay.
Roll to hit with advantage. His prayer.
Oh, that's a nat 20, man.
Oh!
nice.
So
Blow him away!
Would you like to describe it?
Oh, yes, please do.
So like Sorn did when he placed, that's full damage as well. So like Sorn did when he placed his hand in the middle of his back, I'm going to place it right in the middle of his chest.
Yes. Moshi's enjoying this.
And that's
Are
pretty
you
much
gonna
how it
continue?
goes.
That's it? Come on, man!
Would you like to
Oh,
go garden
details.
with me, Moshi?
Details.
Oh, okay. I just like you see my hands light up with a golden white light, and flames start to erupt, and it's effectively his chest blows out the back.
Nice.
Then, so as you guys see, his hand erupt in flames, and some flames behind the stick man. You also see his hair that is draped over his face and now clotted with blood because of the arrow in the shoulder just start to singe and catch fire and burn up. And he just topples backwards.
Success.
Perfect. It's gardening time now. Soren, do you want to learn how to garden?
I'd be happy to. I'll walk or I'll float over to the leader and kind of
Has the farmer finally
he's-
caught up?
is he lying on his like side right now or on like his back?
Yeah, he fell over. He's paralyzed.
I am going to
That's
step
really-
on the shoulder that had the knife in it and just
Okay.
kind of like bear down on him.
All right. He can't. You can tell he can't see you. Okay. He can't react, but judging by the movement of his eyes, he feels it.
Nice.
Can I go get? I have to go pick up my daggers. Can I do that?
Yeah.
Is that
You may.
perfect?
Yes.
So
Yes, you
is the
get your
farmer or
daggers back.
farmeress here now?
Okay, yay.
The
I have a
farmer. The farmeress is huddled inside once the daggers started to fly. She stayed inside. Also not her first rodeo, but the farmer is slowly catching up. He is. Oh, not you. You stay right there. Hold on, where is he?
I just need to know where we can get a shovel and which bed is the most nutrient deficient. So I need answers from one of them.
I think we need to question this guy first before we bury him.
He's
He
paralyzed.
can't do anything. He can't talk.
He'll stop being paralyzed at some point, right?
Yeah, no.
But
let's
then I
just get
can't
rid of
bury
now.
him alive so he can suffocate to death. He kicked a perifer. He led a band of derelicts.
Well, we can bury
Deserves
his
to
body and then wait, and then when he, can talk, and then he can talk, and then we can bury his head.
Perfect.
Wait, I have an idea. We bury him and leave only his head out.
That's what I just said.
I didn't hear that.
Perfect. Absolutely. Let's do this. Shovel,
Oh, God.
most nutrient deficient bed. We're going gardening.
All right, and that is where we are going to pause for a quick wellness break. 10-minute wellness break, and we will resume with Aya's gardening sheen.
Scheming.
My goodness.
They started it. I'm ending it.
And we are back. Alright, let me fix the zoom. There we go. Back without the map. Guys, fuck, freaking, oh my god. Ah! Alright. So, to illustrate what is happening right now, actually, Soren, roll an insight check.
Insight. All right. Insight 16.
Okay, I am going to whisper to you real quick.
While you do all that, I'm gonna cast detect magic, and I'm just gonna start rummaging through the leader's person. See what he's got.
Investigation.
What do you have on you?
I mean, can we all roll investigation now? Are we all looting? Searching?
I guess we're all looting right now.
24 on investigation.
Whoa! Whoa!
Nice.
What'd you get,
Alright.
Tish? I can't hear.
I haven't rolled yet.
I got 23.
I just rolled.
Okay.
Okay, well, okay, hold on. So the leader Soren has. Who are you looting?
Yellow.
Okay. And then Moshi, are you gonna
I guess
Are
I
you
got
gonna- are you-
orange.
the stick figure? Traumatized
What?
stick figure?
What?
With the hole in
Oh,
the chest now? Alright, what's your roll?
18.
Okay. Soren,
Yes.
you find the leader has the money of the group. 10 silver, 12 rolls, and 4 gold. And other than that, he's got his sword, he has a dagger, as well as his leather-plated armor is relatively intact, including gloves, leggings, boots. But then for yellow, no gold, just really has his weapons on him and some very squished and moldy scraps of food.
Yuck.
Yikes. I can see why he's a stick figure.
No,
Well, no,
it's
that
the
was
fat
the
one.
That's
That's
big one.
mine. The big
Oh.
fat one. You'd think he'd have good food considering how curvaceous he is.
Curvaceous.
Man, way to
I
eat
think-
junk food.
I think he,
Literally in my
he
notes I
earned-
wrote fatso.
I think he earned that because he ate all the good food already.
Oh,
Fair enough.
The stick figure had 5 copper and 5 silver. His armor is not intact. His mace and his crossbow, you wonder how it fired. It's in pretty bad shape. The mace is kind of meh. Very crude as well. But you do see a whip around his waist.
I see a what?
Whip.
Oh.
So I'll take the coin pouch off of the leader and I'll toss.
Take a dagger.
I'll toss. I'll toss Moshi the dagger.
So now Moshi has 3 daggers.
I'm not gonna take his stuff, like his clothing yet, but we'll see. We'll see how far that gets. Because I do need boots and gloves.
Roll. Roll the survival, Soren. I'm just curious.
Curious.
Just so I'm gonna take the money and the crossbow and the whip, by the way.
without sharing?
Oh.
Damn, okay.
That
No!
17 for survival.
You are learning. You are getting the hang of it. You managed to take off the gloves and the boots without any issue, but you are kind of worried. They do look pretty dingy and dirty.
Yeah.
You don't know when the
Okay.
last time they've been washed was.
I'll take them and set them on the at the corner of the house. Just keep them there for now.
And
Those aren't going in my bag.
That's the corner that Hanaya is kind of standing and watching you guys with, and you set him down, and she grabs her nose and walks away. She just goes back to the
She gets for not
campfire. And
helping.
she's But the farmer is consoling his wife at the door at this point. And Soren, did you see your whisper?
Yeah.
I have a
I'll
question.
Bring it up. Question?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Sorry. How long is the whip? Like,
Standard whip size?
I'm looking it up real quick.
what's that be?
Standard whip size is 40 feet.
Really? Hot take.
Damn.
None of that.
Oh, no, goodness, no.
Nah, it's about
Maybe
So
compared
in
to
this
Aya.
game, in this game, it's got 15 feet of reach, so you can hit.
Oh, well,
something
in
that's
game,
three-
yeah. I meant
3
real
away
life,
from
but,
you.
you know.
Well, so what now? 15 feet?
A whip
15
is 15. It has 15 feet of range, so you can hit somebody that's 3 squares away from you.
Okay.
Fun fact: a normal bullwhip is about 6 feet, and you need a considerable amount of skill to whip a 10-foot whip.
Yeah.
No, you can do 40 feet.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Uh-huh.
I would love to practice like with a bullwhip. That'd be awesome.
That's if
Because
you're
Indiana
Belfast.
Jones.
It
It's
might
fun
be
until you
because
hit
of him. It might be because of that.
Alright.
I am a little obsessed with Indiana Jones.
Perfect. Gardening time.
Man,
Yes?
I feel like I didn't get anything out of this fight.
I mean, you can take the weapons off of my dude's body. I can't
What
carry
did-
them. I'm tiny.
Yeah, what did Fatso have for weapons?
Yeah.
He had a mace, right?
No, that was a skinny guy.
Thought they both did. They both
No,
had a mace.
Fatso also had a mace.
Is it a decent mace at least?
Is Zenori like distancing himself from everything? Is he like withdrawn?
You see
Back
him
up.
standing over the over the body of the stick figure that Moshi just came up and like rummaged around and then dashed away. But he's just staring down at the body. He hasn't really moved or made any indication of interaction.
All right, I'll float over and put my hand on his shoulder. You doing okay?
At that moment, I spin around and like in a movement, like a martial arts movement, and I draw my sword at the same time and pretty much swing my sword right to your neck.
Can I roll to grab his arm?
Oh, I'm not hitting you.
may
It's just
I know,
I've
but-
reacted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
roll off.
Oh,
Whoa.
Contest!
do we add anything to this?
Nope.
It's just straight up 20. Okay.
Just straight.
Ah. 10.
1.
I mean, you are.
Oh, yes!
Oh,
Oh my
This
god!
situation is new to you, Sorn. You don't exactly know what is going on, but you are of clearer mind than Zunori is. So Zunori absent-mindedly, reactively took a swing at you, but you managed to parry and continue.
Jesus Christ. It's okay. Are you all right?
He's like wide, bug-eyed and realizes it's you. Like he wasn't looking at you at first. It's like he's looking straight through you, and then his eyes focus, and he's like, Sorn, my gods, I'm so sorry.
My god.
It's okay. I don't think you could have seriously hurt me. Is everything okay? Are you with us?
And he kind of looks like he's going to tear up, and he kind of just shakes it off, pulls his arm away, sheathes his sword, and just kind of walks away. I need to be left alone.
Okay.
I think I know what's going on.
Bef-
Yeah, go ahead.
Before you go, do you know this guy? And I'll nod my head over at the leader.
I think it's pretty
No.
obvious that he knows
No.
them. Oh, okay.
I,
I was
I,
like,
I do not, and I just keep walking.
All right.
Oh,
Let's give him some space.
Ivania goes to look for the farmer's wife because we did come back to make sure that she is safe.
Okay, the wife is very grateful for the husband's comfort and stuff like that, but she's like, the moment I heard she's like, these types come by all the time. The moment I heard a ruckus, I knew this, especially with such young and able bodies as yourself. I stayed inside, but can't say I much appreciate those folk coming around here.
Are they the only ones?
And she's like, oh goodness, no. Their type comes through here all the time.
If only we could make them go away permanently.
These ones we
She's
will.
Well, I mean, we were fortunate enough to be here when they came along, but you know we can't be
Well-
here all the time.
I mean, we could like cut off one of their heads and put it on a stake and be like,
What I was about to
"Yo."
say.
I
Or
know, right?
I think that would hurt their business.
if they have any
Eh.
friends that maybe
Yeah.
like these people, don't you think that they would react pretty poorly to seeing their friend's head on a pike?
It's a warning.
Yeah, but what are two old people gonna do when we're not here?
As you guys are discussing this, the leader is beginning to twitch.
Yeah, we gotta go gardening.
We gotta go
Wait,
gardening.
Bro.
I take his sword off of him and I'll. Is the farmer back?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
farmer
he's
and the
consoling
farmer's
his
wife are
wife.
there.
I'll hold the hilt out to him. Like, are you two armed? You probably should be if you're dealing with these types.
Yeah, here you go.
The farmer just shakes his head, but he backs away from your offer.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll just
Well,
keep
I'm
it
let-
gonna go
to the
tie up
side.
the leader guy.
Yeah, let's get our shovel and find out which bed needs the most help.
The farmer's like, if you're disposing of bodies, might as well make a new bed. Just go pick an empty spot and we'll plant
Perfect.
something on top.
Sweet.
Ivania, would you like to choose what type of berries are going to be in the bed? Is that possible? Ivania can have their own little personal berry bed.
And the farmer's like, well, if you guys are going to do berries, you're going to need to
I
do
think
it
that's
in
a
the
bit
forest.
morbid for Vanya.
The forest sounds
Well, what else
pretty
can we
good.
grow? They own a berry farm.
Ask
Yes.
the farmer.
I mean, what are our other options, farmer, besides berries?
The farmer's like, I can do vegetables.
All right.
Ooh.
That's good too.
Healthy.
Spices.
make-
Spices.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You can never have.
We're gonna
enough
help them
spice.
expand their business. Really set them up for retirement. Okay.
While they talk this over, I'm gonna just sit next to the leader on the road.
Oh, I should say I took 3 feet of rope to bind our dear bandit leader here, so
Okay,
he does
cool.
not escape.
So we're doing like a vegetable spices garden close to the house, not in the forest.
Sure.
Yeah, that can
No, across the farmer motions across the path. So there is
Perfect.
still clearing that isn't tilled or anything like that. And that's what they were walking through to get to the berry garden.
Perfect.
Let's do that.
Just
Let's
drag
take
the
them over
two-
there.
Drag the 2 bodies over there. I'll sit here with the other dude.
Oh, he's coming too.
We'll keep him
Okay.
here for
While
now.
you guys are disposing of evidence, I am going to go over to Zenori.
Oh, sorry.
Murder hobos. All right, Zenori.
Pretty much, Zenori will make his way out of sight, and as soon as he's out of sight of everyone, he'll collapse to his knees and look at the sky and say, Ner'zhul, why am I tortured so? The images are still burned into my mind, as if they happened in the moment I took that man's life.
And you're looking up at the sky right now?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, okay, keep going. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Interested.
And he says, the pain is too much. I know you have a plan for me. I know you need me to be strong. I know your task, of which you need me. But I need strength. This is becoming too much. I don't know how much longer I can take lives.
Okay, while you're talking to your patron at the sky, you hear from in front of you a soft crow from a raven who has hopped up, just kind of in front of you, but a little bit out of arm's reach. And it drops a berry and is starting to push it towards you.
I'll Zenori will smile a bit and say, thank you for your gift. It was most reassuring. And I'll give it a pat on the head and take the berry. I do not have much of an appetite right now, but I will gladly take your gift and consume it later.
The crow gives a very sentient nod and then flies back up to a nearby branch.
guess those crows aren't so bad after all. And I'll stand back up, dust himself off, kind of shake it out of him, takes a deep breath, and walks back towards the group.
Okay, back with the group, you first run into those who are currently disposing of bodies and digging a hole next to the ground. And in the distance, you see the two farmers and Hanaya kind of watching over the disposal of the bodies.
Is one of them still alive? Is it just like paralyzed?
Yep,
Like
the
what
leader.
Tyson did?
He's starting to wake up.
Yeah,
For now.
yeah, he's
Let's
twitching.
start digging. I'm digging with everything I got.
Okay.
So have we handled the 2 dead bodies, or?
We're gonna bury them all in that one plot.
I'm gonna
aren't we?
say Tsunori
mean-
was gone for a solid minute. You guys had plenty of time to bury the other 2 bodies, and now you're working
Okay,
on the
perfect.
3rd hole. And
So-
the other thing with the bodies, Aya, is you have no magic left for the rest of the day, because for proper recycling, you being a forest fairy, essentially, you know how to set that in motion to properly recycle the bodies, and so that they can't be reanimated by wandering souls.
Perfect.
Cool.
Before we handle the last individual, I'd actually like to suggest to Zenori, why don't you go help the farmer and their wife? They're both still very shaken up, and I don't know if anything was damaged and if they need any help.
I'll turn to Aya and say, that's all well and good. They have each other to comfort each other. As for this man, I suggest we don't bury him.
Okay, let's get on with it.
I'm with Tsunori.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really care either way.
I'll give a really stern look and be like, there's enough death today. There has been well enough death today.
I mean, he was the worst out of the 3, though. So if we don't do this and we don't get the information and we don't handle this, what do you suggest happens to him then?
And Vanya's like half in the hole already, and it's like, you're telling me that I
Right.
dug this hole for nothing? Come on.
What is your alternative to my gardening project?
What I
That
missed.
will help out the farmer and the farmeress.
to not become as they would be to you?
Maybe we should ask the farmers.
My Zoom died. What? I'm sorry. What did I miss?
We're still discussing what to do.
With the leader.
I thought it was pretty clear what we were doing.
Well,
Zenori has rejoined the
I think
group and
two
does
of us
not want to
have-
do it now.
At least 2 of us have morals.
I have morals. They may not align with yours.
yeah, I feel like
I'm
the
not just gonna
forest-
go kill random people.
It'll be their last good deed, you know? Hmm?
You're gonna help provide oxygen for all the oxygen that they've wasted so far.
If anything, we're redeeming their souls.
Do we need any
No.
information from this guy?
Oh, but it was suggested
Richelle,
that
can you check whispers?
we try and gather some.
I suppose any bit of info could help, but I doubt that this guy will tell us anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, then I'm out. And good luck burying him. I don't want to do this.
You don't want to?
Yeah, I'm done.
I mean, I'm willing to listen to like other options, but you can't just let him go free. Plus, he saw us kill 2 other people.
Why can't we let them go free?
We could
Because
just
they-
like throw him in the woods when he wakes up, and then we just leave.
I mean,
We already buried the other guys.
I mean, honestly, at this point, I've made the assumption that they've done something illegal. They have an immediate distrust of cops, trying to get away, starting fights with, world's version of cops, like assault on justice figures. I mean, something about that has to be illegal at the very least. Plus, didn't they bring stuff like a cart or something that I'm sure they probably have something that they're not supposed to
I don't
have?
think they brought anything. I think it was just
No,
them.
they were just walking, but hearing. Oh, go ahead, Moshi.
Does Zunori know these people or what their affiliation is or something? He doesn't know
I
any
don't.
of them?
No.
You don't know any of them?
But go.
You have no
Tsunami for
idea why they reacted badly to you?
Oh,
Negatively?
do you actually say that as Moshi?
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, I'm trying to reasonably figure out what we should do with this guy, and if he's going to cause trouble later, do we need to get rid of him, or does he really matter?
I did just take his money and all of his equipment. So
Yeah, we
he
killed
doesn't really
his two
have the
friends.
funds to.
I know, but
He's trying
is
to
he gonna
fight
come back?
cops. I'm
Doesn't
sure
stop
there's
him from
probably
coming
gonna.
back.
Yeah, I'm sure he's gonna try and find us at some point if we leave him. Is he not? We're kind of a recognizable group. Look at us.
What do you think, Moshi?
I just wanted to know who this guy is before we start doing anything.
Is he paralyzed?
Because technically, I just attacked these people without even knowing who they were. So they looked at Zunori weird. Now it's like, phew, have a dagger in the eye.
We're going in.
Zunori, do you want to explain their disposition to you real quick?
Yeah. I'll turn to Moshi and say, this is their act was of prejudice. I do not reside from this land originally.
This is like some sort of turf war or something.
Moshi, you are familiar with the beef between the Light Realm and the Dark Realm citizens. There is some people who are very racist towards one another.
Well, okay.
Because you're from the Light Realm, so when you've been in the cities, you've seen it. You have
so these guys were from where?
Dark Realm? Yeah, they're Mytherians.
They're from the Dark Realm, and they recognized him from the Light Realm.
Yeah, because of my race.
He is clearly Naphlin. Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry. I keep forgetting that we're not human.
Yeah, you're fine.
Oh, that's it?
Yes, I'm afraid so. And given the circumstances of how this has all panned out, and I look at Aya and I say, I understand that they kicked an animal into a river, but how much better are we to them if we just bury an alive man into the dirt without giving him an explanation or a chance to prove himself?
I mean,
the
they
big man
immediately
might as
have
well be
prejudice against you. You're capable of defending yourself, right? What if
And
it was
I'm
somebody
willing
that
to
couldn't
forgive.
defend themselves? They're an animal abuser, right? They're leading bands of people that are being cruel to others. Like,
I
what
believe the
redemption
taking
do
of
you
his eye.
see?
Might.
At this time, to interrupt because she hears the bickering back and forth, Hinaya does step up to join the conversation, and she says, you would be killing him in cold blood, but we can take him to, we can throw him in the cart and take him the rest of the way to Chinogawa and just turn him into the Chinogawa militia.
Oh, so we're all
Guard.
going to the same place now. Cool.
Aren't we already?
I mean, if we're gonna
bring...
bring him to justice, fine, I guess.
Well, I mean, he kicked a Perifer into a ravine. Why don't we just kick him into a ravine and move on?
I'm cool with that.
Let's just leave him. I mean, it's not...
I have to agree with Anaya. We're not animals, and we're not brigands. We shouldn't act as such. We should take them to where the authorities can deal with them appropriately. We'll inform them of the deaths that have occurred here. We cannot bring such dangers to these innocent people, and I'll point to the farmers. But this is enough. We're going to bring things that we cannot foresee onto them. Trust me. Trust me. I know this. I fought in many a war. And this is just war at this point.
Vanya's just at this point. So let's just get this straight and over with. Are we gonna use this damn hole or not?
Probably not.
God damn it! She climbs out and starts refilling the hole.
I mean, think about it. If somebody that this person looks down on spares him, he might change his opinion a little bit.
I will go along with it, whatever the group wants. I know what I would do, but
I'm sorry.
Okay, hold on. We need to call attention to this.
It's okay. I'm gonna snip it real quick, and I'm gonna send it to. I'll put it in the. You did. Is it in the Discord? Here, I'm putting it in the Discord.
So, for the purposes of the live stream, oh my god! So, serious conversation happening, right? And Ryan points out how
Crying.
Tsunori said, "We're not animals." Okay. Moshi sweating.
Tsunori's going on this big speech about we're not animals, we're not brutes, we're not like them.
I look
I'm
down,
like,
and Tish goes,
dagger at their eye. He starts like going on this real noble speech, and I'm like, oh shit. Like,
It's so hard to stay serious.
so that thing that happens when I like totally just attack them and call them blood. We're not animals.
Mm-hmm. Somehow this feels very targeted.
Oh, give me patience.
Now you see how Zenori feels. Daily basis.
Oh my god. Yeah, well actually Moshi does feel a little convicted after that. He's like, oh well, I just kind of like attacked him for fun. Like, whoops. No better.
typical rogue. Okay, so back to deciding this man's fate.
Well, I filled up the hole, so y'all are not.
We're not burying him
again. We're not digging this damn hole again.
Let's take him with us. Let law and justice deal with him.
We have him bound up. We've taken his shoes. We should probably take the armor off of him.
Can I, So the leader is bound at this point. He's regained relative consciousness. Hinaya kicks him in his side. And, he jumps up and he's like, what the and, and Hinaya's like, shh, shh, shh. I just have one question for you. He's like, I ain't answering shit. She's like, did you really hurt a Perry fur? He's like, what's it to you? Right there, she just slaps him, and she's like, okay, guys, here's what we're gonna do. She's like, Soren, can you drag him for me?
Grab him by the hair.
Yikes.
So, She leads you to the cart where the Perryfers have not been attached yet. They have not been hooked up to the cart yet. But where their butts generally set, she's like, "Can you hold him up while I tie him to the sides of the cart?"
I do what she asks.
So you guys get the picture that when she hooks up the Perryfers, this guy is going to be dangling as a feces catcher.
Oh,
Perfect. Love it.
Little bit of humiliation. I think this is way better than killing him. We'll just drop him off in the city, just covered in shit.
She has respect. Yeah, I'm digging. I like Hanaya. I like her. I like her.
you know what? That sounds like a pretty good idea. And Vanya's on board. Yeah, let's do that.
I'm going to. I'm assuming now that we've got him hooked up, are we ready to keep moving? Are we
Hey,
gonna...
hold on. Wait, I heard about this berry bean juice thing. I want to try it before I go.
Okay. And I will. I'm gonna walk up to the farmer, and I'm just gonna give him the coin pouch from that I took off of the leader. We really appreciate your hospitality. I'm sorry we, killed a couple people on your property.
So the farmer is way more shaken up than the wife is, but the wife, also heard of Anya and knows her husband a little bit well. She runs inside, and the farmer's just like, "Well, we have to thank you." And he looks and he's like, "We can't accept this." He's like, "You guys already, those guys come around every few cycles, and we just feed them and they go, but they're always so rude to her, so I'm thanking you." And he's very, very nervous and very perturbed.
Right. I'll take the rose and the gold, and I'll leave them all the silver. I feel like we have to pay them a little bit.
Yeah, he's like, oh, he sees what you're doing, and he's like, "Okay, that's fair. I will accept some of it." He's very wise in his ways, and but then after a few minutes, the wife comes running out with a very big jug, and she's like, "Here, take this with you guys for the little one." And it is a jug of the hot berry juice, the rest of the batch from that she made a little bit ago.
Hell yeah.
I guess we'll put that in the back of the cart, huh? Yeah, throw it back there.
Vanya at least pours herself a mug first and sips on it.
Yep, and so to iterate on the consistency of the hot berry juice, it is very thick and delicately syrupy. It's not like a sticky kind of syrup, but it is, you taste, and you can tell that there is, some of, the same beans that Jondi used, the energy beans, but very strong, creamy berry flavor, and that is the majority of the consistency, is this very thick hot cream.
All right.
So it's berry
that
sauce.
Sounds really good.
Like
I will return.
berry custard syrup.
We're gonna have to make a cookbook after this is all over.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm down
this
for
is happening.
it. I got y'all.
Excellent. Yeah, keep going, Richelle.
Oh, I was gonna say, is there anything else that anyone wants to do before you guys head out? Hanaya is currently hooking up the Perryfers.
I'll walk up to Hanaya and Thank you for sorting out that situation. I'm a bit perturbed at the moment, so I couldn't have come up with a more solid plan than that.
And I looks at you, and she's just like, you had your hands full anyway. I have a hard enough time even being from here with a lot of the Brickens around, but you being both Naflin and military, I don't blame you.
Comes with the job. What can I say?
And
I'll walk away from her back to the group, and as I'm walking away, I'll pop that berry in my mouth.
And you recognize it. So the berry explodes in your mouth with a flavor 10 times as strong, but it is the same berries used in the hot berry juice.
Oh, okay. Zenori is expressfully delighted.
Has Ivania been stuffing her face with these berries?
Not this specific one, no. No, you guys did not get to reach that section by the time Aya had popped up.
Do we know what it's called? I just personally kind of want to know like what it's called.
Hold on.
I love your world so much. I want to like know what all these things are called.
I mean, so you ended up leaving a little bit early from like the after party, but we actually went. Yeah, last time we did one. Yeah. I had like tagged you for the flower. We actually went through and like determined based off like variable like regional zones for flowers and stuff, which was like most likely the evening, like the night blooming flower that I had originally made all the garlands and stuff out of.
Oh man,
that's what that flower was for, by the way. I don't think I actually told you what it was for. I think I just tagged you.
Okay,
oh yeah, you tagged me. I'm like, cool flower. I don't know.
I am going to say it is called a pagna berry, and I actually say that with resolution because you'll find out later. Pagna berry, Pagna.
Pagna berry. All right.
And in here, I thought I was going to books today. It didn't happen.
Oh, I know, we didn't. Man, over the holiday, I got about twice as much written down in the journal. And we didn't even touch it today.
It's okay, we'll make it.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Combat's the longest thing in D&D, I realize.
Oh, yeah.
Surprisingly enough.
All right, well...
Back on a road.
Load up into the cart.
Add to cart.
It's like slowly becoming more and more full with like all of this food and stuff that we're collecting.
Yeah, Tanaya motions to Ivania to pop on up right beside her because Ivania is between the excitement and the harvesting and now the hot berry juice filling her stomach. Ivania is like about ready to pass out. Yeah. Very, very obviously about to pass out. And she, clicks her tongue and the Perry furs start to take off with you guys following behind. And that's where we'll bookmark the session, because time.
Yay. Good session, peeps.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
That was fun.
And we will move over to the Discord, where we'll have the after party in the Talk Nerdy to Me voice chat. I have no shame in saying that. With that being said, stay safe, stay nerdy, same time next week.
Woo!